Well, good morning from Super Dirt Week 53. My name is Mike Mallett, joined alongside by Adam Buchanan. And Adam, we are here. It's chilly, but it is a great morning. Hey, look, right on time. You know what? We don't even have to do
We
much this
sent a
morning.
chauffeur for the chauffeur, but he's on
Just
time.
hop right in, man.
Hop on in. Our first guest, punctual as ever.
Hey, this is fine. Hey, we today is just we just roll, man. We just roll.
That 98H has been rolling all weekend.
There we go.
The
All
driver
right.
from Baldwinsville, New York, the Beeville Bandit, Jimmy Phelps, joining us. The only driver that won heats in both the 358 and the modified division here this week. Car's got some dig in it.
It does. So far, they've been pretty good. I mean, last night was obviously we wanted a little more, but hung in there and kind of rolled with the punches the track gave us there. And all in all, just decent run, top five. We'll take it. Today's obviously the one that we really want, and hopefully today we can make it happen.
Watching you run that race, I'll give you credit because even though the track was A condition, you were trying to make it B or C condition because you were not giving up on trying to pass race cars at the end of that thing.
Well, we lost. Kind of got stuck there on the bottom, which I thought was going to be a good thing with the rubber, but it seemed like it sort of was taking a couple laps to get the rubber cleaned back off and get it dominant on the bottom again. So I lost a bunch of spots on one of the restarts. I think it was back 7th and 8th, and figured that I really don't feel like we have a car that should be finishing 7th or 8th. So we're either going to move forward again or we're going to finish 15th. But kind of took a stab at that top, and for a lap or two, you could really roll up there, and then as the bottom got cleaned off, you had to kind of get back in line, which I solidly into third, going for second, and I probably should have jumped back in line and not fallen back to fourth. But yeah, so we'll take it.
At the end of the day, though, you're a race car driver. You're going for it, right? You're here to win. You're not here to run third, run second, right? You want to win the race.
Absolutely.
And you're not chasing points with the 358.
No, we're not chasing points, and felt like at that point when we were able to grab a couple on a restart, it was like, why not keep trying here and see what we can do? And just is what it is. I mean, I felt like we gave up one spot there. Could have been worse. We could have been mired back in 7th, 8th, 9th after that first time that we lost ground. So yeah, I feel fortunate to be able to claw back into the hunt there, and just a fun race. I mean, like you said, we didn't have a whole lot. There was no pressure, we didn't have a whole lot to lose, so it was kind of one of them deals where let's go out here and see if we can learn something and have a little fun.
Looks like you and Alex Payne for like the mid portion of the race just couldn't get away from each other. A lot of moving, shaking, especially down the backstretch.
Yeah.
It seemed like the backstretch, people get a run off of 2, and then you're just diving to the inside or diving to the high side. How was it racing there towards the top, and specifically Alex, because you and him were going at it for a long time there?
It was fun. It was fun. I mean, it's fun to be up in the front of these things so that you can, mix it up with good cars and guys you're comfortable, you're accustomed to racing with a lot. And, yeah, I mean, the small blocks are just fun in general. Everything slows down a speck, and I think there's not as much on the line. There's no points on the line for most of us up there, and everybody's just trying to win. So, yeah, it was cool. I mean, like I said, I think the track was decent. I think hopefully they can get a little more prep into it so the big block race doesn't rubber up, and if that can happen, it'll be good racing.
For those watching at home here on the Dirt Track Digest Facebook, YouTube channels, if you go over to the Facebook page, you can comment, and we'll see it pop up on the screen. So you might get some questions from home, as well as we've got you here. And see, there it is. It pops right up on the screen. So if you got some questions for Jimmy, feel free to come on and ask. Now, I got to ask you about spec racing. I talked to a few big block guys. They hate spec racing. They want put me in a big block. Don't make me do any of this other stuff. You seem to really, really enjoy it, but is that because that's kind of where you came from as you moved up through?
I mean, I don't necessarily always enjoy it. I mean, but if you notice, we kind of only do tracks that, we sort of enjoy it at, right? So like, I mean, there's a few tracks that I think it's slippery and wide enough that spec racing's still fun, and the fundamentals of, what we have to do with the big blocks still apply. I'm not really sure that I would have the same level of, energy going into a track where it's going to either be just a horsepower game or a one-line wide open game. We don't do that kind of stuff. But when you get to these bigger races, the Fulton 200 here, we went to Utica Rome last week. Tracks that'll typically slow up to where you still got to work the throttle. You still got to, still got to be technical. Those are still fun, whether, you're 900 horse or 600.
Now, I've asked this question to almost every modified driver I've had on this week, and it's a little bit of a loaded question. If you were the CEO for DIRTcar for a day and you could make one change, what would it be? And before you answer that question, I'll give you a second to think about it. There was a couple different questions, or a couple different answers. Larry White said, get rid of the rear end, open it up a little bit, go back to torsion bars, none of this other stuff that's going on back there. Matt Williamson mentioned that, it is a modified, that's the name of the chassis, so, open up the rules maybe a little bit. Peter Britton had mentioned if we, went to aluminum blocks here in the big blocks, they might open up for some competition instead of going big blocks and then playing to try to, take some weight out of the game or drill it. If you had your way and you could make one change with the modifieds, would you make a change, and if so, what would it be?
Well, if it's rule specific, I think I would try to somehow segregate the modified, probably body wise from
Okay, let's
everything
just put
else.
sail panels on.
Well, whether it's sail panels or
I love sail panels, so.
maybe shrinking down the Sportsman and going halfway with the 358 stuff that's not going to be ultra expensive to do. Still use the same base car. I think the Sportsman bodies almost could go back to a size and shape of, pre-big bodies, right? And get some air off them and let these kids learn how to race and not just be hammered down all the time. And then just do something different so that the big blocks look different. Along them lines, I think that, big block racing could be a specials only type thing, and we could maybe not worry about having to worry about home tracks and start racing them at bigger magnitudes more on the weekends. I think that would fall in line with the same thing.
Now, Matt mentioned the weight break with the 358s. I think Peter had said something to that effect as well. Something that you have experience with at the Brewerton Speedway, where they do allow big blocks and small blocks with a weight break, and we saw a couple small block winners being first-time winners at Brewerton. Do you have an issue with the 358s running with the big blocks with a weight break? Would you like to see something change in that area, or are you just happy that the car counts are there? And I'm asking you, knowing full well you're talking as a promoter of a speedway and also a driver.
Yeah, so it's the answer's twofold. As a understanding that if you're going to have a weekly program, it needs to be successful, and if that takes the program being augmented by 358 cars so that you got a full field, I get that too. But no, do I feel a big block in any way, shape, or form should be able to beat a small block beat a big block? No, I don't. I'm not at Brewerton Speedway, so I think the weights might be a little off there.
Okay.
But the same token, I also understand why they do it, and we also need these tracks to be able to stay open. So it's double edged, and that goes right back to my point as far as, do we really need weekly big block tracks anymore, or can we just travel around a little more on the weekends and do some special racing? Let Brewerton and Fulton be 358 tracks, Utica, Rome. There's enough 358s. It seems like you could have 10 tracks in New York State all running on the same night. You'd have plenty.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and it all just kind of comes back to the same answer: making big blocks unique, special, and something people want to see when they're in their market.
Right. There's a couple questions coming in for you. One guy asked, what's your favorite part of Super Dirt Week? I think it was Bo asked, what's your favorite part of Super Dirt Week?
Yeah, I think obviously you look around here and the energy is amazing. There's a ton of people. Everybody's having a good time, and there's just whether it be the fans or the drivers or whatever. I mean, there's just something really, really special about, the biggest event of our type of racing, and this is it today, the 200.
Another question I saw coming in: do you prefer the brake, or do you wish we went all 200 with no brake and just old school it with the pit stops and everything else?
I don't know. I like the live pit stops. I think that it added another element, but I also feel that maybe this brake, there's some good in both. I think this brake provides some real short track racing, and that's ultimately at its core what this really is.
See if there's any other questions here coming in.
There was a question: if you could drive any car, any track combo, what would it be?
Okay, yeah, I missed that one.
Yep.
That was it.
Oh, I don't know. Geez, that's a tough one.
Sprint car at Knoxville.
Yeah, no.
Nah, I know Jimmy's not a sprint car guy. I'm sure he's had an offer or two, but
That's tough. I don't know.
have you?
I think it'd be cool to run like a dirt late model on a slick Eldora just to see what it felt like, you know.
Do you have laps in a late model?
No, a crate late model at Fulton 15
That's
years
right.
ago.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Does that count?
I counted it. But it probably doesn't count now.
But so today, let's talk about today a little bit. You know, got a good car, and you've had a good car the last several years here. So I mean, and after last night's run, you got to just be really confident about your package and what today could be.
Yeah. I think, you know, again, I'm been around long enough to know that anything can happen, and there's no guarantees in this sport for sure. But I feel right now that we're in our best position that we've been in leading into a 200 to have a car that I think could win the race. And a lot's got to go our way, you know. I know that, and but I feel like the race car can get it done. I feel like that, you know, there's a level of confidence we have right now in our package, and you know, assuming that we see what we think we're going to see for a racetrack, I think we'll be okay. But again, like last night proved, you just don't know.
Right, and I think today the track's going to be different. Yesterday it was windy, but also very, very sunny. So far this morning, it's pretty cloudy.
This is definitely going to help the track. This is definitely going to help the track crew probably maintain a little moisture throughout the day. I think tonight it's supposed to cloud up. I think that, you know, it looks like they've had a nice start on it today as far as being able to grade it and work it. So, yeah, I mean, if we're sort of hoping we see a little bit of what we saw last year, you know, it'll start out pretty fast for 20, 30 laps, and then, you know, be racing all over it versus running around single file.
What do you think of the schedule change this year, racing on a Saturday instead of a Sunday, and, you know, having the separate days for the big block and the small block?
I really like it. Okay. I think it's been really, really good. It's allowed us, I think, to be a lot more prepared, and we were able to plan, and you know, we could focus on the task at hand every day versus, oh shit, we got to go, you know, get the small block ready, and then, you know, but we got to, you know, you know, you don't need as many, you know, you know, we've put the same set of shocks and springs on both cars. You know, we're working with the same allotment of tires, so like that's made it super easy, and in a way, shape, or form, maybe saved us a little money too.
Yeah. You think today, you know, who was we had Kobe Schroeder on the other night, and he was talking about how in his time trial lap the other day, he went out and he was like, whoa, there's a little bit of grip up here. There's some rubber down. Then he goes, I went back out for the, you know, the Super 6 or Super 8, whatever, and I tried to do the same thing, and he goes, it was gone.
Yeah.
He goes, I go, welcome to Oswego. You know, it's his first time here. You think that could be a factor today? I mean, yesterday the small blocks, you guys really don't, you change your tires, but you're not making that crazy, hey, let's pit with, you know, 100, you know, or 30 laps to go and change the tire and see if we can do something.
That's the cool thing about this place is it's always changing. You know, I remember Thursday and Friday in the heats, you know, you'd run, you know, we were in the first heat with the 358, and I mean, you could run in almost wide open, and then you'd get to the grip on the exit of 2, and the thing would be bogging. And then by the end of the heat, we're in the middle. Yeah. Because it just wasn't there anymore.
Right.
So yeah, I think anything can happen. I still think that when it's all said and done, you're going to have a car that can run anywhere on the track.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, we know. I think right now. Oh, wait, one more. Weed Sport Specials track. How do you keep it open and be sustainable when weekly tracks struggle?
Well, I think that's why I think we're fortunate to be able to do, you know, less shows but of a higher magnitude, and, you know, try to focus on, you know, getting sponsors and trying to create a fan experience where when we do open, you know, we have it doesn't always happen, but try to have a you know, a really good crowd, and, you know, sell a lot of food and some beer and have some fun, and you know, try to get big car counts, and that's really the only way we can do it.
And I think a lot of fans are happy with the 2-day outlaw show next year as well.
Yeah. We're excited about that. The calendar kind of worked itself back around to where we could do it, so we're fortunate. And yeah, I mean, the Outlaws just are a draw. You know what I mean? They just wherever they go, and you know, contrary to what, you see some stuff about, they should be here, there, or everywhere. The racing with the World of Outlaws at Wheat Sport's been really, really good, and the guys seem to like the technicality part of it, and you really see the cream rise to the top there when it comes to, who can maneuver around there.
Well, I know you got the drivers' meeting here in about 5-6 minutes, so
Yep.
we'll let you get out
All
of
right.
here, brother.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for stopping
All
by.
right.
Thank you
and
very
dealing
much, Jimmy.
with our
Hopefully we're
nonsense.
seeing you later.
Hey,
Yeah.
we would love to have you on later, and I will have beer. And I think you'll have a beer if you're sitting here with us.
Yeah, I absolutely will. Thanks.
So
That's
there's
the Beeville
Jimmy
Bandit.
Phelps, the driver of the J&B Installations number 98H, and also obviously the promoter of the Weed Sports Speedway, stopping by here with us this morning. Again, thanks to all you fans that are watching at home. Of course, a couple fans here stopping by as we continue here this afternoon here on the Dig Race Products Power Hour, and this could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it could be 3 hours. We've been lining up drivers all day,
Yep,
so
we have
we're
a
just,
couple Sportsman guys getting out of their drivers meeting on their way here. One for sure, maybe another one.
Yeah, right. So we'll wait a couple minutes for them just to stop by and kind of see what happens. And while we got the little bit of break here, let's talk about tonight's modified race. Let's go, and I'm going to open up and just talk a little bit about our contenders, et cetera, things of that nature. Just based on, again, looking at lineups here and all that. Brent Harris asked us if there's a best appearing car. I believe it's Peter Britton was the best appearing car.
Yeah, the Jack Johnson lookalike 21. So, yeah, I believe that is the best looking car out there. I like Jimmy's, even though it looks similar to his regular Friday and Saturday night car. It's just enough of a change, and it looks pretty stout. So
looking at the lineup here for today, obviously Matt Williamson and Alex Payne are your front row. I'm getting a phone call from Jeremy Corcoran. Should I answer it? Matt Williamson going off from the front row. I think he's got to be the favorite, just considering how good he's been here. Just dominant so far. Dominant. And
the second row is a surprising row. Gary Lindbergh and Colby Schroeder, knowing that Colby wasn't going to show up, and then he locked himself in with the Mr. DIRTcar USA win. And you can take your regular Friday or Saturday night car and come here and not have the specialized bodies that you needed in the past. Definitely helped his decision to come. And then
and then the fact that he had the guaranteed spot, that definitely
and then he puts it in the Super 6. So
right, and he goes, again, we talked to him the other night, and he's like, I never expected to come here. We were coming here basically, whatever happens. He had the spot, he knew he was in, he didn't have to worry about it. So he was pretty pumped, pretty excited to make the race and have things to go the way they did. Over on the Sportsman side, of course, you got Zach Buff and Gavin Isley going off from the front row on that one. And that race is scheduled for about 3:15 here. So we got some time. Drivers' meeting's going on. The Sportsman drivers' meeting was here at 11 a.m. Big block drivers are at 11:30. I can't tell you. More than likely we got for the folks. Our friends from the Hard Clay Observer, we do have Gary Tompkins stopping by after the modified drivers meeting, so I know that's a big one to you guys. So we made sure we stopped and got him. I'm sure we'll have plenty of questions for Gary. And again, I know Mike. You said Mike Fowler's coming here.
Mike Fowler's
on
deck here with the
I spoke
Sportsman.
with Billy Van Inwigen's going to stop by. My good buddy, runs Sprint Cars Modifieds. Regular down at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Loves coming here. There on the right side, or on your screen, you see the schedule here for today. Again, so about 2:30, we're going to have our last chance showdowns for the modifieds. We kick it all off at 2, though, of course, with the Great Lakes 75 last chance races. And then we run that race in the afternoon for the Sportsman, and then modifieds to follow tonight at 7 o'clock. Cody McPherson. No, come on over, man. You're walking by, and I can see you. So
nonchalantly, head down. And
he's got a pink sweatshirt in his hand, so that made it – that. Please tell me that's for you.
No, put that. Actually, I had to go get some for, so gone for a week, so gotta make her happy.
Yeah, hey. So welcome to the Dirt Track Digest pre-race show here, and great to have you. And
thanks for having
welcome
me.
back here, Super Dirt Week. We had you the other day over there, but hey, things didn't go too bad for you. We had talked over there that hey, I want to get into, I want to pass some cars, put myself up a little bit further toward the front, and you did just that.
Yeah, we got some spots early, which definitely helped. Minimize the damage of a bad time trialing run, so we're rolling off 13th, so I'm happy with that.
Hey, in 75 laps, anything can happen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing here. And so what have you thought of your week, other than I know you were really, really upset with yourself with your qualifying effort?
Yeah, we salvaged it in that heat race, so it's when you're starting 13th on a 75-lap race, if your car is good enough to win, if you're good enough to win, you can win from there. So it's just up to me now and see what we can do.
How's your pick and choose schedule been this year? Do you think that has helped you a little bit?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been easier on the wallet. It's expensive to travel to these shows, and like I said, where we live, every race is 4, 5, 6 hours each way. So a little easier, a little bit more time at home with the kids, and I enjoyed it.
Is it hard not racing that much? I mean, because you have to love racing the amount of races you used to run. I mean, what would you run in a year? 60, 70 races?
Yeah, we usually get up to be about 45, 50.
Okay.
Some of the years we have probably 60, but the last couple I'd say about 45-ish, and I think this year we'll be at about 30.
Okay,
32.
so really cutting back.
Yeah. We just did one weekly night, stepped away from Ransomville. So we just did Merrittville, and then just picked and choose where we wanted to go.
Kids will do that to you, won't they?
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Do you have diapers to change? Because Adam loves talking about diaper changing.
No.
No, mine
I
are
just
all
asked
over.
about kids, not diapers. So the tip jar remains empty. Thank you. It was relevant.
Yeah, no, my kids are a little bit older, 13 and 7. So luckily they not allow, but they love coming to the races and they love being in the shop. And well, my little guy does. So it makes it definitely a lot easier.
Yeah, and that's a different thing nowadays, that kids love being in a race shop. I mean, I'm a little older than you, but when I was a kid, my dad worked on a race car, and just getting to go to the shop and go and have fun and just be with the guys and all that.
Yeah.
Some modern kids, they don't want nothing to do with it.
They're stuck in this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's It's weird how that's changed.
And that's how I learned to work on these cars and learned how they work was, scaling the race car with my Uncle Billy and, just watching them work and you see what it takes and, you just learn.
You talked the other day, seeing what it takes, and there's a lot of young kids here. You're the veteran. I'll call you the veteran.
Yeah.
Veteran
Scary
driver.
how quickly that happened, right?
Oh, we were just standing there, me and Fowler, when they're waiting to bring us out for the heats, and then I looked over, and there was like 4 13-year-olds just standing there. They're like about 4 feet tall, too, and Mike's like, I don't even want to look. 'Cause he goes, I've never felt so old.
They were all in the front row of the driver's meeting, too. You
Yeah,
could tell
yeah,
that
yeah.
it was like first day at school over there.
Oh, but it was. It's definitely a younger sport now, and like I said, I'm 33, but Sportsman years, it's like 60. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's different. I mean, and what do you think, though? I mean, how good is that for racing in general, just to see kids getting into this sport, like, of that age? Some kids, like we said, hate this thing, don't want anything to do with it, want to be on their phone, but now you see that kind of youth movement coming with the Sportsman division, and you see some of the younger kids, like, and I don't want to say Alex Jankowski or Alex Payton in the modified ranks even showing the talent, at a younger age.
Yeah, it's good to see, especially the young ones that are like working hard at it, taking care of their equipment, seeing what it takes, and if you're working hard on your stuff, you respect it, and you'll respect the race, and it's good to see. And then you see when they start that young, like Jankowski, I just found out he's only like 21. Someone said he could finally have a beard out. Yeah. I feel like he's been racing big blocks forever, but it just shows and how good he is because he started so young. So it just you start that young and you can only get better and better.
So knowing that some of these kids are so young and they're getting experience, but they're also sometimes a lack of inexperience, do you have to realize who you're racing even more in that instance and maybe race them a little differently than you would an older driver?
No, I'll race them all the same. I try to race with respect
Get out of here,
and clean,
kid.
but it's also, if you leave a hole, we're going to fill it. But, it's I try to race everyone with respect, and hopefully it's given back.
And I got to say, you have one of the sharper cars this year.
Yeah.
Out of any class.
Yeah, we try to do something a little bit different. Had to keep the red for my grandpa, but, the gold looks good. I'm a little worried how it's going to look at night, but the light shines off it pretty good.
Expectations today, other than I know you want to win.
Yeah, I got to drive to the front. I got to make something happen. I think we got a good race car. I think we can do it. But with any of these races, you need a little bit of luck. You need things to go your way. You never know with the track. It's going to be racy. It's been racy all week. So I watched Maddie drive from 24th to 1st there in about, 50, 60 laps. So
it can be done.
Yeah, so it's definitely racy, and we'll see what happens.
Anybody on the social media have a question for Cody? We're running the social. We are live and interactive this year on the.
Jeff's watching from PA.
Yeah.
Hello,
so
Jeff.
If you
Good
see
morning.
anything pop up there, here we'll get it passed across to you. But what do you think? You guys ran your qualifying races at night the other night. Now you come back and you kind of run during the day. Does that change anything? I know. I think you like that little bit slower track that
Yeah.
comes with the daytime racing.
Yeah, I think if the sun was out and shining, it might be a little worse because it might have took rubber. But with only a couple consies before us and it's overcast, I think the track's going to remain pretty racy. It's just the only issue you get here is you get those marbles on the top at the beginning because it starts in the consies. And once that kind of dusty marbles get cleaned off, you can start running the middle of the top and yeah, it should be good.
A couple drivers this year, Oswego is Oswego, but the way that they laid the clay down this year, the banking in the corners is a little different. It shelves off. Have you experienced that?
I haven't seen it, but I also haven't left the rail really much. And then we've been running the middle. I was first out for the time trials, and then I was the first heat after they did track prep. So it's we haven't really got onto the slick race yet. But in past years, we've always seemed to run good on it, so I think we'll be okay.
Now, the pro stock drivers were talking a lot about the sipes, how they siped the tire was a little bit different this year. You have any tricks of the trade when it comes to the siping, or is it just
I
standard?
do the same thing everywhere I go. Yeah, I don't change it up. I don't. It's really easy to overthink some things in this sport, and I think that's one of them. You can overthink with shocks. You can, you can just overthink yourself and adjust yourself out of a good race car.
Well, buddy, we'll let you get going here.
Appreciate it.
Well, we got one question coming. We got a question coming. Come on, we'll get to it. Let's go. We're busy here. What? Bagged milk or milk cartons?
Oh, in Canada, it's always bagged milk. Yeah, yeah.
We used to have that in the States, like at lunchtime. It used to come in a bag. And it would just fly everywhere.
I didn't even know bagged milk was a thing.
Everyone says, when I come to these races, that's one of the things all the Americans ask me.
Another question for you here. What are your plans for 2026?
I don't know yet. We got some few things up in the air, but it's just I love this Sportsman class. I love how you can travel and race anywhere weekly. We're getting so many good paying shows. We've raced for a bunch of $5,000, $2,500. I like that one.
Alex Culver at home. Cody, please beat Murtaugh. I'm
We'll
sure
see what
that
we can do. We'll try our best. But there's just so many good paying sportsman shows that me and Rick love to travel, and we'll see what happens. So
What's your plans for the rest of 2026 or 2025 after this one?
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah. We I always say that, and then something will pop up next week.
Well, hold on. 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I have a race at Thunder Mountain that pays $2,000 to win for Sportsman. $225 to start. Monster
on Hoosiers?
Bash. Yep, Hoosiers. DIRTcar Sportsman rules.
Oh, there you go. Maybe we'll have one.
All
more
right,
race.
I'll get with you. Don't worry. I
Yeah.
got to sell my show. I promoted it. This is my second year promoting it.
He's got
so
the shirt on.
I got it every So Monster Bash this year we got the Frankenstein on there. So, but yeah, $2,000 to win, $225 to start. We're paying heat race money and all that kind of stuff.
1 day show.
1 day show. You can
Okay.
come Friday in time to try to get into the redraw. If
Yeah.
not, you don't have to be there on Friday. It's
Okay.
just a timed hot lap session.
Yeah. Well.
I'll send you a
There we
message
go.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
I got to sell my show here.
You
know,
do,
for-
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
good.
be done.
Yeah.
So. Last year
man.
I think we had 36 cars, so and pretty racy place. If you want to look on YouTube, check out Thunder Mountain
Yeah, I
Speedway.
think I've seen a couple races there. It's a little bull ring, right?
Yeah,
that's my type
it's
of track.
probably similar to about the size of Maryville.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the
definitely.
bull rings are what I like. So yeah, maybe we'll have to go out there.
All right, hey, I like that. All right, well,
Cheers,
hey
guys.
man, thank you again, brother. We appreciate you.
Good
so
luck.
There's Cody McPherson. Bagged. What? I still don't.
Bagged milk? You've never heard of bagged milk?
No, I've never heard of this.
Oh, yeah. We used to get in fights with each other. It used to be chocolate milks in these pouches, and they'd come with yellow straws. And depending on where you stab the bag of milk, it would actually, not go anywhere or fly across the room. Yeah,
The only
that's
bagged
a
milk
deal.
I can think of is I can remember I worked in a kitchen, and we would have to, I have to put the big bag when you go into Stewart's and put creamer in your coffee. So that's the only bagged milk I've ever heard of.
Fowler's better half, I'm sure, is watching. So, Mike, I told you 11:35, and here it is, 11:35.
Look,
so.
fashionably late, man.
Absolutely.
Fashionably
Well, he
late,
was
right?
to the driver's meeting. I was looking, and here he comes while, making his way up there. Can't miss the beard. And I'm like, hey, can you come at 11:35? Yeah, I'll be there. Cool. I'm like, all right, I don't want to make it any later for the driver's meeting. There you go. So
Again, there's today's schedule. We're scheduled to get racing underway at 2 o'clock here today. 2:30 for the modified last chance races. And, of course, if you're home, can't be here with us, we wish you were here because, it's been a great week so far here at Super Dirt Week 53. Dirt Vision will have all the coverage for you. We'll have, get to listen to our buddies Mike Warren and Tim Baltz, and, of course, Dan Martin, the voice of the Albany Saratoga Speedway and Lebanon Valley Speedway, will be on the call. My good buddy, love Danny Martin.
Dan's good stuff.
Love getting to work with
he's
Dan.
experienced. He used to be a driver.
You're just calling him old is what you just did. And Dan's not even here to defend himself.
Yeah, well, you say old, I say experience.
Experience. And, of course, 3:15 for the Great Lakes 75 for the DIRTcar Sportsman Series, and then we go live for the Modifieds at 7 p.m. here this evening. And, again, originally calling for showers this morning, but I think that all broke up, fell apart.
I hit some sprinkles on the way up here, but nothing once I got here, so that's definitely a good thing. And one thing we used to do on the show is picks. We used to do picks. We haven't really we've fallen away with that because we're a little busy, but we have some time, so we could talk about that. And if you're watching from home on Facebook Live, jump onto that stream and let us know who you think are your favorites to win, not only the Chevy Performance 75, but also the Billy Whittaker's Cars and Trucks 200. And Zach Fowler's probably making a TikTok. You know what? That might be factually accurate.
I'd like to see, I don't do the TikTok thing because I'm old.
I have one. I hardly make them.
I would never make one. I watch my kids. Well, I used to watch my kids in school. Now cell phones are banned, so they can't do that anymore. I don't get the thing, man. I don't. It's cool. Hey, to each their own. I think when I first started teaching, Vine was the cool thing back then, right? And that was like the 7 or 10 second whatever. But as far as that goes, I'm just not. I don't know. Not my thing. I see some crazy things on there, and it is what it is. So each your own. All right. I will bust on Fowler when he does get here, though, because I can. Again, if you're watching us here on the Dirt Track Digest Facebook or YouTube channels, again, switch over to the Facebook page if you want to make a comment. Again, we're doing our best to make this interactive. We're trying to change it up. Yeah. Years past, we just kind of went live, and people would comment, et cetera. We couldn't see them out here. Mm-hmm. So now we have the ability to see what you're talking about. Yeah. Right. We have that ability to grab you, see what you're talking about.
Fowler said, already?
Oh, did he just
Yes,
text
please.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's on his way. So
no TikToks have been made.
Yeah, so he's on his way over. So we'll have Mike Fowler here in just a moment.
I shouldn't actually show my screen. He flicks me off a lot.
I wonder why that is, Adam. I wonder why that is. I can't believe someone would flip you off.
No, it's such a likable guy. I don't know why he would do that.
You gotta, I can't even make the joke.
Yeah.
But, so, again, keep interacting with us. We love it. I know the drivers like it. And, again, as soon as you see a driver sit down, if you got questions, throw them on into the live feed here on Facebook, and we'll get them on the screen, and we'll be able to get those questions answered for you. We may miss one or two or may have an issue, but we'll try to do it the best we can.
Now, Mike,
and keep it appropriate, please.
Yes,
okay?
It's being moderated. Not everything will pass the sniff test. I got a question for you. Do you think tire wear will be a factor? We saw it a little bit in the heats for the big blocks. Do you think it will be a factor here today?
I don't. To me, being the way the weather is, no. But that doesn't mean the weather can't change in the next 25 minutes. But I also think the big blocks just do different things to the track. Again, we've seen the last couple of years. You see it, you're like, oh, man, it latched on the bottom. And then we come back 15 laps later, and it's not latched on the bottom. So, no, I don't think tire wear is going to be a factor.
Rubbers and then de-rubbers.
Right, right. What's up, chum? Morning. How you doing, buddy? Chumley walking by, checking us out here. He's got his cowboy boots on. Where's your cowboy hat?
How is the weather?
Cold.
Overcast.
Cold and overcast. Exactly what you would expect for Super Dirt Week, right? That's where we're at. So
and
exactly
what was it last week? It was like 75.
85. Well, here it was 75. I was at the National Open. It was 83 as we were playing cornhole. It was a little chilly, not like it is here today. So, again, waiting. Mike Fowler will be making an appearance here with us in a few moments to talk about his day and what's going on. Let's look at Mike Fowler. Where's he starting? What's he got going on before we get him here on the show? And, again, we got some drivers lined up for post-race drivers meeting. The drivers meeting kind of inhibits us, but we chatted with Jimmy Phelps.
We like to go live and talk to the fans who maybe might be making their way here or it might be in the camping area as the campers are packed.
Jordan. Can you hear me? Where is the yellow shirt with the cannabis car on it? What are we doing? Come on over, sit down. We'll talk Matt Shepard.
Kyle Johnson saying Shepard wins the 200. She's hoping that happens
here you go.
Here.
Put a headset on now, because I gave your mom crap the other day. There you go.
Are we backwards? Are we on?
We're good.
On.
You're good.
Hey, perfect.
There you go. So where is the cannabis shirts for we've had people asking because we're right here next to the booth. Where are they?
I feel like we can blame Matt Shepard for this because it was a last-minute deal, and It wasn't a last-minute deal. They knew that they were going to do it. We didn't have a small block, and they did the whole paint scheme. I actually saw it on Facebook, and I'm like, this
So
isn't
you
gonna
saw
be
you
good.
didn't see it first. You
Nope,
saw it
I saw it on
Facebook.
Facebook.
What
No.
is
So
what-
the woman in charge of
Yeah,
merchandising didn't even
correct.
get to approve what was
No.
going on. Oh,
Nope.
man.
I didn't see it until literally on Facebook, and I didn't see the car actually in person until the day of the Fulton 200. I went out, took a picture, and posted it online, and that was that. And the first comments were, "Where's the merchandise? When's the merchandise?" And that's all I've heard all week is, "Where's the merchandise?" So
I figured we had you, so I had to help you out. Now look, we're showing what's going on over here.
What do you have here on display for?
yeah, so we have our just our big block stuff, like our normal black and blue car this week. We have the new blankets, crew necks, T-shirts, hoodies. We have the first ever die cast. Yeah, we have a bunch of stuff. We have our T-shirt trailer on the other side in the grandstands, which has everything. I just actually put this panel out this morning. So
Signed.
Yep, I'm gonna have panels here today, and then on the other side as well. So.
And I see that you have the race car mat for the kids. My son absolutely loves that.
Yeah, the kids love that. I can't find anyone to make the tiny, tiny cars for those.
I've been telling
but
you, Mike, we need
I
to go
know.
out of
The
business with that.
164th.
Yeah.
I told Matt maybe we just need to start making them ourselves. So it would be a big hit.
But obviously a great week here, Super Dirt Week, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah, this is our busiest week for sure for the merchandise trailer, and it's nice to come out and see the fans and be able to have merchandise on both sides and stuff. So really nice to see everyone out, and we hope to see them today.
I'm sure you will. I mean, this place is busy already this morning. I mean, it's not even noon yet, and there's a ton of people walking around.
Yeah, usually on race day we try to get up here at 9 a.m. and set up because the whole day is busy. It is different this year because stuff is at night, so we're trying to figure out when the people are.
You're
gonna
seeing
be
the whole.
Don't
you're
mind
seeing,
what's going on back here. Hey, guys, how about we cut the camera?
This is the
to
Wizard of
us?
Oz. You're seeing literally
Like, what are we
behind the
doing?
curtain of
Guys
Dirt
in the
Track
trailer,
Digest.
what are we doing? GT, anyone with anyone paying attention?
And this is why they call it the Steel Palace.
Yeah, right. Like, or bring the camera back out here, someone. Like,
Okay,
what
There
are
we
we're
go.
back
Hey,
out.
That's
oh
a
my
lot better.
God. Amateur hour in our trailer right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we're just trying to work out the kinks of is everyone coming in the morning this year or it's more night. By the time we close at night, it's literally 8, 9 o'clock here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a different atmosphere this year, but I think it really makes the racing much better.
how's the challenge with the kid having a kid here now?
I didn't mention it this time.
I did it for Adam because Adam was going to do it no matter what.
I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, it's so much different. So I'm in the grandstands and my mom's over here in the pits. And when it's time to close the T-shirt trailer, last night I think it was around 8 or 9 o'clock, I need to go back to the camper and feed her, and it's bedtime. And it's just different. I'm watching the races on the phone more and not really paying attention to Matt on the track. I'm worried about the business and
Yeti's Custom Diecast does 164.
okay, yeah.
There you go.
I'm just worried about the business and selling as many shirts, and then obviously she's the main priority for me, so I just have to take care of her. And we watch Matt on TV and hope he does good, and we see him at the end of the night. So it's definitely a challenge for me here this week.
Now that you mentioned it, because there is an influx of drivers having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Williamson, he's got a total of like 4 diaper changes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know Mike Mahaney's a little better on the diaper changes. It's kind of a 60-40 deal with him. How is Matt Shepard, the dad, with the diaper changes?
So we got lucky, and we had her in the off season. So I had his help for 2 months. It was a little less than that because he went to Volusia, but we had to stay home. But he changed all the diapers and
He's
did
not
all the
afraid.
things. No. And
Brownie points for Shepard. Williamson just went down in the rankings a little bit.
He still he was a huge help, but now that once race season started and things got busy, yeah, we don't see him as much. But hopefully spend more time in the off season.
All right. Well, hey, we'll
Yeah.
let you get back to selling
Yeah, thank
T-shirts.
you.
But I had to bust your chops here. I couldn't let it go.
Yeah, I told Matt if you win the small block race, we'll get the yellow and red car on a T-shirt. But
There we go.
I guess he didn't, so I guess no
Clo-
merch right
close
now.
doesn't count?
Very close.
Close
yes.
doesn't count? Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think we've had a lot of interest, so we're gonna maybe start
Eastern
working
States.
on that.
Eastern States.
Yeah.
2 weeks. You got time. Hurry up.
Okay.
Thanks,
you.
Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan. And right here to the left of us here at the DIRTtrackDigest.tv stage is the Matt Shepard and Anthony Perego merchandise. So grab yourself some while you're here. Stop and say hello as we have the fear of the beard, the man himself, the driver of the 410 who starts 10th in the Chevy Performance 75. That is Mike Fowler. Mike Fowler, how are we doing today, sir?
Not bad, not bad. Well rested.
Yeah?
Well rested. What,
Well, kind of.
Well, you're not.
You look spry, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I've been up since 2:30. I've been ready to go since 2:30.
2:30.
Stop
Yeah.
drinking Monster and Red Bull and
Can't
everything else.
sleep, or is it?
I went to bed at probably 11 o'clock last night, and I laid there for a little bit, and I woke up at 2:30, and then my mind started going about what are we going to do today? Like, what are we going to end up with the same track, same similarities with the pro stocks had yesterday? Is the track going to be dirty? Is it going to get polished? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. So I kind of went over all the scenarios in my head till about 6:30 about if I make this adjustment on the car, what's it going to do if the track condition is this? And I literally laid it all out in my head. And then I looked at it and I went, I guess I'll just make my adjustments before we go out on the track because that's the latest you can do it is 5 minutes before you got to get up and, everybody's got to load in. So we're going to play it by ear, and I've got a pretty good game plan, but we got a pretty solid piece this year, and I'm pretty proud. A lot of hard work.
Indeed, and you ran weekly again at a track that's known for getting a little slick there on Fridays. Does your performance at Can-Am and some of your experience running on a slick track help you for this weekend in particular?
Well, I mean, we ran there part of the season, and we didn't get as much experience and exposure to a slippery racetrack up there this year. The track was really fast 9 times out of 10, and I just wasn't gaining anything, So from a personal standpoint and a team standpoint, we just decided let's go where we can work out, because to me, everybody's fast on a heavy racetrack. Doesn't matter what size it is, and it doesn't matter who you are. It's real easy to put your foot to the floor and turn left. I want to be fast when the track is black, slippery, and you can't get a hold of it. So we decided we would just stay right at Fulton on Saturday nights, and we'd travel a little bit. And we didn't race as much, but I think that this clay here in the surface is very similar to Fulton.
Okay.
And how the car reacts and tire wear, and all that stuff, and what happens with a tire and how fast you can seal it over if your tire game isn't on point. So running there again and getting reacclimated to that clay and running there a full season this year, I really think that helped us. And on top of that, we went right back to our notes from 2023. Last year we kind of got away with it thinking we could get a little bit better than what we were, and it really put us behind last year. And, we had to run a consi, and then the track was super fast for our feature, and nobody's moving, and it was cold and wet, and you know what I mean? Like, the track held bite all night. So we went right back to where we started, and, lo and behold, here we are. We're locked in the show after the heat race. Our goal was to get into the top 8, obviously, but with this new format, but we're pretty happy where we're at. We got a good, solid starting spot.
Do you feel like the track changes from year to year here? Or is it pretty, you just mentioned you're referencing back from your 2023 notes. So it's got to be somewhat similar, because we've had different answers depending on who we've asked here this week. Some people are saying, well, the banking's configured a little different, therefore I make XYZ changes or drive a little difference. But you just told me you're referencing your 23 notes, so it must not be that much different in your eyes.
No, it's still Oswego at the end of the day. That's the constant. And the only thing that changes is the weather leading up. What I've noticed from because I kind of pay attention to that. I'm kind of a geek like that. Pay attention to the weather leading up. And we had a lot of dry weather. There was
I think we only had rain like 2 or 3 days the entire time.
That the clay was down.
Yeah, the clay was down for almost 2.5 or 3 weeks before it rained.
Well, yeah. And what I looked at was, now what's the weather going to be like the week of? when they
Awful.
really start. When they, well,
Cold.
the forecast was no rain, and then it changed to rain on Wednesday, and it was like, okay, we'll roll with the punches here. But I knew that the track wasn't going to change that much. I know that I could have my baseline from 2023 and adjust as needed because we were really good that year. So that's what we went with, and I paid attention to it, and it's just something from my notes. And someone once told me that if you build a notebook and you can keep your notes and keep track of everything, and you know where everything is, you can always go back to it when you were good and look at your weather, because we track the weather, we track temperature. Did it rain that week? We track all that stuff. Not that I'm giving away anything special, but
Right.
We're pretty detailed. And I would really, what I'd really be curious about is I think I'm pretty detailed with our notes, with our setup and track weather and all that stuff and track conditions. How detailed do you think that 6 car in the 358 race was?
Very detailed, and we got a detailed fan base as well. This is an interactive show, so if you have any questions for Mike Fowler, shoot them on over on our Facebook Live, and we'll be sure to get them answered here for you. And I got another question for you, Mike. Not a whole lot of people know that you have small block super experience here. Do you feel like that benefits you at all, knowing your way around the racetrack? And I know asphalt, dirt probably drives noticeably different, but from your experience, do you feel like that helps you at all?
I don't know. I don't know if it helps us because we're going almost 3 seconds slower than what we were, but yeah, I know my way around here, and I can tell you that I don't think it really matters because the track configuration isn't the same. You don't race the track the same, but the constant is the inside wall and the outside wall. They both hurt.
And they don't move.
No.
You have experience in having them not move.
By the way, that was a question. That was a statement earlier.
No, I'm not. Not right now. I'm not. We were unloading the car and checking the transmission because we had to. Jesus, look at all the gray in that beard. Oh my Lord, Becky's fault. This is 100% Becky's fault.
That's why I trimmed mine
100%.
short. So I'm like,
No, we changed after the heat race. We changed. So back up to the start of the heat race. They're telling us to fire the motors, get heat in it. I hit the starter button, and the starter just zings.
Oh,
I'm like, uh-oh.
make sure you don't hit it with a hammer on pit road.
Nope,
'cause,
nope. We had to get
that will cost you your
I
starting
heard
spot.
about that.
The beard, says Zach Roberts.
Hey, what's up, Zach? So we got push started, and I kept hearing this high-pitched squeal, and something was just not happy. So we got looking at it. So I pulled the starter after, and the crossbar in the bell housing, where it holds the spring and sprocket and all that stuff, so that everything goes together and meshes. It fell. The bolts came out, so we had to actually strip the car down right to the motor plate, transmission out, drive shaft, bell housing out, starter out. We stripped it all down, and I took it home and fixed it, and got it all back together, and then we were just testing the transmission because we didn't do it yesterday. So because we put a fresh transmission in it, since it was already out anyways, I mean, what the heck. Make sure that that's fine, and yeah, we got to clean the car today and make adjustments, and we're ready to go. I'm excited.
Hey, it's Super Dirt Week, man. It's fun, right?
I'm-
and it's close to home. It's just, I mean, this is. You should dye your beard red, white, and blue if you win.
No, but I will glitter bomb it if I win.
Okay.
Glitter bomb it.
And
So
he's
there's-
good on the social media. I'm sure you'll see
I
it.
will
It'll
glitter
be a
bomb it. I
TikTok.
promise. You can hold me to it. I will glitter bomb it.
Now,
Okay.
as an elder statesman of the Sportsman ranks, I
Dude,
believe
you
and Cody.
you just called me old.
I did just call you. I'll call you old. I won't call Cody McPherson
No,
old.
he's, what,
but I'll
30?
call you old.
30, 33, something like that. He's young buck still.
So, what do you think all these young kids that haven't even shaved yet driving out here as now competitors?
You know what? We got talking about that the other day in the infield after the heat races, and we're looking around and we're seeing all these kids, and I'm talking 12, 13-year-old kids, and they are some of those kids. Hey, Parker, some of those kids are going to be awesome, and it's going to be fun to watch the progression. That Darling kid, 714, that kid is impressive. He's been impressive all year at Land of Legends. Ran well over there. Ran good at the end of the year at the series race there. And then comes here and drives by seasoned veterans like they were tied to stumps. That kid, and he's parked right next to us. That kid has been working his butt off all week. So he deserves every good thing that comes to him this week.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Mike, hey, we'll let you get going, brother.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time,
I'm,
as
I'm
always.
anticipating a glitter bomb. All
And
right.
listen, if we win,
Hillary and Parker are
there's
cleaning
gonna
the car now.
if we park it on the front straightaway and we win tonight and everything falls our way, I will glitter bomb my beard. I'm not shaving it.
Can we do it on stage here? If you
We
win,
can-
will you come back?
If I win, we can do it after.
All right.
We can do it in the post show, and we will. Someone's gonna have to bring a glitter bomb.
Some on their way from Super Dirt. We stop and get a glitter bomb.
We will do it.
We'll do it.
What, Warren?
All right, buddy. I can't wait. I can't wait.
So there you go. Fear the beard.
All right.
Mr.
So-
Fowler, thanks for stopping on out and taking time out of your busy day. And
Appreciate it.
tell your better half I said hello, and I will stop over for cookies
All right.
as we're sliding in. I know I saw on
Cookies.
last
We got
night's show
cookies?
she offered me
Whoa,
cookies.
whoa, whoa. Where's
so.
those cookies here? Why have I not heard about these cookies?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No,
All
so
right.
we're stopping at the Fowler
Okay.
camp
All right.
after this one's over. And we slide in the voice of the Super DIRTcar series. Will we see a shower of big block power today?
Oh, we're gonna hear it.
We will. I haven't said it just yet, but it's going to happen around 7:15 or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Mike,
Beautiful.
how's the week going? I mean, it's been great. You and I have been doing some pre-race shows over on the other side for the fans on the front stretch, and that's been a blast. And now we're trading spots here. Now you get to come over and have fun on our show here back here.
So it's been a pretty good week, and I'm going to do a big knock on wood here, and because we've been through many Super Dirt weeks. But, you know,
Yeah.
Nick and Graziano, the PR manager, and I were talking about it last night. It's like, wow, we're sitting here and we're in the middle. We're done with the 150 already because I think this is like the best first 3 days we've had at Oswego in
Yeah.
a long time. But I think this is where like the new schedule and where we kind of break things up a little bit. Hey, helping the announcers a little bit with a little
Yeah.
bit of a break, although the timing hasn't worked out
Yeah,
so much
no,
for me.
no,
but
no.
I think it's working, and it's kind of making you sit back and enjoy things a little bit more,
Yeah.
and it's been pretty cool because we're like, you remember last year on Thursday we were just on the gas and it was like a 12-hour show.
Right. Right.
We've heard nothing but positive feedback.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like it's a blur though. It's gone so fast. Like,
Right.
like normally you get the Dirt Week. It's like, all right, it's Dirt Week. You got all this stuff to do. We got all this, but for some reason this year it feels like it's just going so fast. And I think that part of that reason is it's done so early.
Right.
You know, we haven't been, not knock on wood again. Like, the first night I think we're done 8:30. And then last night wasn't too bad. I think we were done 10-ish.
We
9-ish.
took the checkered
Was
flag
it-
I think before 9.
Was it before 9?
And I can tell you the fans here appreciate it because they get their dose of racing, and they also call it racing's biggest party, and there's been a party going on there every night.
No,
Yeah.
I was more than okay with it. I mean, I think it's you get to race in a prime time position, which is huge. And after that, like they can go and like Adam said, we can go and enjoy the party. And that's what it's all about, and it's just showing you the event. And we're hoping for the same thing tonight. Getting ready to start the feature around 7:00, and obviously going to be a touch later because it's a longer race. But I think it's something everybody's enjoying so far.
Yeah, I think it's great. The schedule's great. And I do like that we moved the Pro Stocks and the Sportsman to earlier in the day, so that way those guys aren't going after or before the racing at night. Like that 7:00 is reserved for the final event of the night. I think that's a great change.
Definitely, and I think too. With the Pro Stocks and Sportsmen, I do think the cars are better served for the afternoon portion of things as well, and I think we'll see that today because, last year the Great Lakes 75. Don't get me wrong, Matt Janzik was probably the best car on the racetrack anyway, but the track was I think a little heavier than we were hoping to see for the Sportsman, and he dominated as you kind of expected.
Yeah, today now a little bit. It'll be heavy like that at the beginning, or faster. I mean, look, it's overcast. We've seen the sun for about 3.5 seconds today.
Right.
So, but that's okay. That's okay. That's fine. So, but we know the track will slick off in 75 laps today. I don't think there's a problem with that.
No, not at all.
What's been your favorite part of Dirt Week so far this year? And then once you're done with that question, the follow-up question is, what has been your favorite race so far to call this year?
The favorite part of Dirt Week is just, it's seeing old friends all the time. You know what I mean? And yeah, I get to see many people throughout the year, but it's like this is the only time we're really all in one place, and it's just awesome. Friends, family. That I know. I come up to New York all the time from North Carolina to do for these races, but you still don't get to see everybody for more than 5 minutes. It looks like, and you get to settle in. And when it comes to the race so far, As you know, in the you guys know I'm from the Capital Region. Mike, you'll have a testament to that. And
Hope
yes,
somebody has honey packets
I took
around.
5 of them this morning. I took 5 this morning, Zach. Don't worry. But the Pro Stock race was a lot of fun yesterday. See Devin Kamengay get that victory, and then the battle for the championship was something that was awesome. You had 5 guys that could potentially win it, and I joked. I'm not a math guy, so Stefanski finishing second made my life a lot easier. But it was still a great drive and all the intrigue because you saw at Fulton last week how
goodness gracious.
everything changed.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden,
no
it's like,
one was
okay.
expecting that. That was the worst wreck of the week. It was like half the field, and Pete, who was in the thick of the championship, had to go to someone else's car because
and missed that big wreck by about.
Yeah, what did he say yesterday?
You said it was by the whisker that's on your chin.
Yeah, that's how close he was. And he made a comment. He goes, I had both wheels going the wrong way, and for some reason the car went that way. I don't know why. He goes, but I got through it.
Yeah.
I got through it. We did have a question pop up here. We're interactive this year. So
I like this.
We got Facebook folks at home watching us and dropping some questions. One person said, non-biased, just wants your thoughts. Who's your pick?
I have a very hard time picking against the 88 car. I don't. That's not me. Like, look, he's on the pole. The best. Jimmy Phelps said it to me last week in an interview. The best car usually wins Oswego, and that Buzz Chu team in this decade has been the best car here at Oswego. There's no question. Not saying anything can't happen. It's a 200-lap race. There's a lot of time, but I think it's going to be tough to beat the 88. And we've seen some great stories. I think Jimmy's going to be good too.
Yeah,
we talked to him yesterday.
We had Jimmy on this morning too. Yeah, we chatted with him.
he says this is the best car he's had here ever.
Yeah,
and 25 laps is great. You get that you get that situation to shake down the car, but you really haven't seen, and I think we've seen it in this race before, a 30, 40 lap run. And I'm curious how those cars are going to go together. Now you look at the rest of the top 6. Colby Schroeder, great story this year.
Yeah,
great story. He has not run a 200 lap race ever.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be one thing I think that may deter him toward the end. But he's got a fast car, and he's already told me expectations are set. We're just going out there and have some fun.
Right, and that's what I asked him. I said, did you just come here with whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. You're already locked in.
Spot.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, we just kind of came. There's no pressure. And then when I saw the 99s up on the board, he goes, I thought the one was, I thought it was Larry, and I was third. And he's like, yeah, I was so close. And then they point at me, and he goes, come on over. And he's like, what? Really? All right, this is awesome. Then he also learned how Oswego changes. He goes, I went out there in my time trial lap. I kind of got up off the bottom, and I felt the rubber. I'm like, this is great. I hit it real well, and put it down a really good lap. He goes, I tried to do it again in the Super 6. The qualifying there at the end, he goes, there was nothing there. And I said, welcome to Oswego. I said, this is the only dirt track in the world that de-rubbers. Like, it just...
Yeah, it does. I tried to tell some of my friends who were sprint car fans about that, and they're like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you're right, it doesn't.
It doesn't have
but
to
it
make
does.
sense.
It
That's what it
defies
does here,
the normal odds. Yeah. And another driver who you've talked to a bunch this week in the 70A, Alex Payne. He's been fast in the small block. He's been fast in the big block. He's another driver like Colby Schroeder who doesn't have a whole lot of experience in long-distance races. And you kind of saw it last night, and it could be personified even here today with now it being 200 laps for today. Another driver who, is learning kind of on the fly.
But I think, remember 2013. All right, it's obviously a whole different scenario
you want me to
where
remember 12 years ago?
Billy Dunn. The Billy Dunn year.
Yeah, okay, that helps. Okay, come on, man. You know how much
you
fun
kind
I've
of
had
gotta
at racing
lose.
as big
You
as
kind of gotta
Barney
lose
since then?
one and get that experience before you get a big
Right,
one. Like,
right.
remember that year Dunn ran out of gas and
In the
came
small
back and
block
won the
race,
next day.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
Obviously a different scenario here, but now he's finally got a 150 lap race under his belt, and he kind of knows what he's got to do in these long distance races. Because let's be honest, Alex Payne and being patient sometimes not the thing he likes to go. He likes to go.
And he showed it last night in the 150.
Fair,
I even turned and thought he was going to burn his stuff off.
To me, that's that age of driver, right? That they're still learning that patience. I think we chatted with Alex Jankowski yesterday, and he mentioned that how, I got to stop trying to take the wall down 52 times a race, because he's hit that wall a million times. But I think if that, that experience of finally like, hey, calm down. I don't have to be full all out every lap. Just be there at the end. And I think they're all kind of starting to learn that now that they're gaining more and more experience here.
Indeed. And it goes to show, like last night, for example, you knew the 6 was going to have the best car on that racetrack.
Right.
It was a matter of time. He did it a lot sooner than I thought he was going
right.
to. But, the experience absolutely matters on what to do in this situation.
Well, Mikey. No, you stay. Mikey, I just didn't want – I'll let Mikey go here. And we got Billy V lined up. So, brother,
Got to save
Thank you.
that voice.
Yeah, we
Indeed,
gotta save the
indeed.
How many more honey packets you got?
None for the rest of the day. I got a plan for the rest of the night, but we'll
Hey,
get through it.
keep Dan Martin in check up there. He has.
I will. He can
gets
get a
out
little
lot.
wild.
He does
He's
get
a
out
rebel.
I
of
have
it
emergency
sometimes.
halls if you need it. Come
I
find
like
me.
it. I like it. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks, brother.
Have a good one, Mike.
That's Mike Warren here from obviously the voice of the Super DIRTcar series, joining us for a little bit. Thank you. And now slide right in, Billy V. All right, now this is not a 31st lap conversation at 2 a.m. This is professional.
The Port Jervis, New York native. Another driver who's pretty much experienced a whole lot of different style of race cars here this year, and now experiencing the big block.
Yeah, no, definitely. Always enjoy my time. You know, when I get behind the wheel of a big block modified or small block modified, it just seems to be less and less chances. You know, in the last 2 years here, but you know, always enjoy, especially this event and Eastern States and the big ones in October. It's just you know, definitely where you want to be this time of the year.
How tough is it for you now? You know, Middletown only runs 4 or 5 races a year. It's, you know, you used to have that, hey, we run every Saturday night deal going, and now it's like, oh, I get my 4 or 5, and then you're off running the sprint car a lot more.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I grew up on, and you know, that was definitely a different era of modified racing at that point. And you know, I don't think going and doing the sprint car stuff really hurt me in any aspect of that. Just getting up in this part of the world and getting to see Brewerton, Fulton, Utica, Rome, Weed Sport, Thunder Mountain.
You
know,
better say Thunder Mountain, you'll get in trouble.
absolutely, you know better. But yeah, no, just we never really got up this way with the modified stuff, so it was really cool for me to, you know, kind of break out of just the, you know, Orange County realm and see some different places and get caught up on what these guys grew up racing on, and always enjoy it up here.
Now, unfortunate break, I think was it the small block car you had a tough one with the flat, or was that the big block?
That was the small block car.
Yeah, and it had a fast hot rod, too.
We have 2 really good race cars here this weekend, which, you know, a ton of people to thank for that. And, yeah, I think we had a chance to get in both races. I think I put us a little bit behind in time trials with the small block. So, you know, starting 13th or 14th, wherever we started. And I was racing with, you know, some good cars for, I think we were 1 spot out at that time. And tried a little too hard, ran out of real estate on the top of the track and, you know, got a flat tire and hit the wall and ended our night.
Look, this place is tough, though. Like, it seems like when you want to run that top, it is really, really good, or it bites you right in the ass.
Sure. You know, I think that's some of the reason why I enjoy coming up here every year and make it you know, we put a real big effort in and getting our program up here. It's just, it's such an enjoyable place to race as a driver, and it's very, very demanding. And when it's right, it's probably one of the most fun places that we get to go to. I really enjoy it.
Now, is the margin for error a lot thinner up top? I mean, you guys make it look easy, but how hard is it to maybe overshoot the corner and then you end up in the boilerplate?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's easy to end up on the top, but the guys that run it well, I think, kind of touches back on the old sprint car thing. If you look at the guys traditionally who run it well here are, you know, have some sprint car experience, like Stu and Larry, obviously. You know, they get up there and you got to enter on it, and it gets very, very razor thin up there, and it's easy to make a mistake and you know, take yourself out of the race because that boilerplate just shreds the car to pieces. It's very rare you can bounce off it and, you know, keep racing.
Yeah, it's not your friend.
No, it doesn't seem like it. I haven't made friends with it yet, that's for sure.
Let's talk big block race. You know, car looked good. Again, another strong effort with that car as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. There's a few of my experiences up here where we lock in through the heat race and have a pretty stress-free, you know, leading up
Well,
to.
you like to do things like the hard way, right? Like, why make it easy? I'd rather, you know, let's do it the hard way.
Yeah, kind of story of my life. But no, I mean, it kind of touches back, and we brought 2 really good race cars here, and I have a lot of people to thank for that, and a lot of it's, you know, this logo that I'm wearing on my jacket, and we got on the front of the show here. You know, Brandon and his family over at Dig, they, and I've met a lot of good friends through those guys, and Cody Higbee and Timmy Buckwalter, and some people I can really lean on throughout the year to keep up with what's going on this side of things when I'm, you know, doing the sprint car stuff. And it's such a developing game. It's not like the days of when I first started doing this, but, you know, you put in a 950, 925 torsion bar and you were in the ballpark.
Yeah.
It's really, really tricky, and everybody is on a different program, so you got to take all this information from all these people and then, you know, still find what works for me. So we're gaining on it, and it's always this time of the year. I kind of kick myself for not doing a little bit more of it during the year,
Right.
and probably need to find a way to do that here in the future to, you know, stay sharp. But we're gaining.
So what's the expectation today? What's the hope?
Realistic goals, I would love to finish this thing in the top 10. You know, 2 years ago we finished 9th in the 200, and that was huge for our team. And you know, we're just a family team, and Joey Barbagallo and his Escape Power Sports family, and you know, I got some really killer friends that come up here and put a lot of time into being here. And I would say realistic, just finish this thing out. And my personal goal is to run top 10 in this thing.
Now let's talk about more important things. Eastern State's coming up, buddy. You ready for that or what?
I figured you were going to say Monster Bash.
No, Monster Bash.
You know what?
States,
He'd
and then
get in
Monster
trouble
Bash.
if he didn't say that,
Sure.
believe me.
It's Eastern States, then Monster Bash.
Sure.
So we have to talk Eastern States
One
first.
thing at a time.
Yeah, right. You excited about that? Ready for that?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, especially with that being in my backyard where we grew up racing, and it's very close to Joey Barbagallo's business. We have a lot of customers down in that area, and we're 20 minutes from there, so it's our home track.
We got comments, live comments here from Facebook. Does running the big block help you run in the slick on the sprint car?
I think so. There's definitely people get on me all the time about you need to pick one or the other, but it just seems like, and there's a couple other guys that have done this too and still continue to do it. And I think one helps you with the other in ways.
Larry White
Yep.
does both.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's things we carry over, especially our right rear tires on the sprint car are very similar to the 300 that we run here. Car control from the big block, I think, kind of carries over, and you're not afraid to use the right rear in a sprint car where some guys need to be buried left. And then, going as fast as we do and how fast things happen in the sprint car kind of makes everything slow down a little bit on the modified side. When you get in, it just seems like the racing takes longer to develop, and you can think a little faster maybe than someone that, hasn't experienced that.
Well, that was a joke Frank Cozy once told me. We were talking about the difference between running a modified and a sprint car. He's like, a sprint car, you're coming off the corner, and you're in your head, you're thinking about, what am I going to do in turns 1 and 2? And he goes, by the time I'm done thinking about what I'm doing, I'm already in turn 2. He goes, with a modified, I'm coming off of 4, thinking about what I'm doing. He goes, I'm changing the radio channel, trying to find some easy listening, whatever, and I'm still only halfway down the straightaway.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. Making sure that, we have enough Tito's and tonic for the night after. So there's a lot of time to think compared to sprint car.
How's the Tito's count been this week?
Yeah, it's been good, but it's been kind of under control. It's been a stress-free week. Normally, like I said, we're behind and I'm stressed out and, kind of drinking the pain away at night. But this week we've just been relaxing and really taking it all in and enjoying being up here with, a lot of friends and family that came up here to help me. And it's been awesome. My girlfriend and her son Carter are up here for the week.
I saw them briefly for about 3 seconds as I was coming through.
It's been a great experience, and just really taking it all in. And man, it's the most stress-free dirt week I think I probably ever had. So
now, all of us being sprint car guys as well, and I've had fans ask me this question. I've had a driver that you drive with on the ESS tour ask me this question. I think I already know the answer, but. The Portland and Punisher Dylan Zwernick says, let's get the sprint cars up here. And I've had fans ask, well, why don't the sprint cars run up here? What are your thoughts, Billy V? I don't think this a sprint car would work up here. Would you try it? Just like a hot lap session? I mean, the weekend's packed. As a fan, I think it doesn't need anything else. But, there's race fans out there that love sprint cars, as we all do, and they'd love to see it. Would you try it?
Yeah, absolutely. And, yeah, I mean, I do see the logistics side of it of, obviously that you can't fit another golf cart on this property, let alone another camper car or hauler. So it is very tough. But I think, short-term fix, I definitely would like to see some sprint car racing up here during Dirt Week. Maybe, obviously the satellite shows have kind of disappeared, but it'd be nice to see an event up here. We got to look at maybe we can get a sprint car race somewhere to get some fans there at night. But
the high walls don't scare you off?
No, I don't think so. I do think the sprint cars would put on one hell of a show here. It would be something to see. I think it would be successful, but I don't know if we'll ever get to see it. Hopefully we do.
Look, they were at New Egypt last night. What are they, Lincoln today, I believe?
Yep.
Right? Next weekend's open, right? Let's let's bring them on up.
Yeah, that's the thought. And, I mean, obviously that's kind of looking forward. We're planning on being at Outlaw Speedway next weekend for the ESS and CRSA doubleheader there. And from there, we move into Eastern States, and we're definitely excited for that. Yeah.
And then I'm excited about Monster Bash on the mountain at Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, we are too. That's what we just got to get our equipment through. Obviously today in Eastern States.
Let's have better luck at Eastern States.
That's the plan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we come up here too, is to get caught up and in the swing of things for when we show up to Eastern States. I feel we're way better prepared than if we sat this one out. So I definitely got to thank my team for all the effort they put in to get us here and go through the motions and get back up to speed.
I got to thank Joey at Escape Power Sports, just for taking care of me for Eastern States. That's why I can stay on the grounds. So if you're looking for a camper, etc., check out. If you need a link, you can check out Dirt Track Digest. There is a link there to Escape Power Sports. And again, I appreciate him helping me out and we've had a lot of great times at Orange County. I saw them this summer and stuff. So
Joey and his family are great people, and yeah, definitely check them out at Escape Power Sports. They are starting to get back into the camper and RV business and trailer sales and stuff of that nature. And he's a very busy guy. He actually, he's so busy with the business, he actually doesn't get a chance up here to get up here and check it out. But he's watching home at Dirt Vision, and he's pumped up for Eastern States and pulling for us and making sure we have everything we need to do this the right way. And definitely have to thank a lot of people really to if I could touch on that.
Go ahead, man.
Absolutely.
This is your
Fire
time.
away.
This is your time. You put up with us. We'll let you get your sponsors.
Sure, yeah. Obviously, yeah, like I said, Joey at Escape Power Sports, and my parents, they do a ton for me. My girlfriend puts up with so much for all year long when I'm away racing, and it was very cool to have her and her son up here all week. And I got to thank the Low Dice family at 5L. Charles has been, he's been solid for me for years, and just seems like whenever we need something, he jumps up and first one, makes it happen, and then some. Richard Burroughs Trucking, he's helped us for years. Joe Adamski at JP Adamski Trucking, he's always been in our corner as well for many years. And Jason Leindecker Racing Engines, we've been good buddies here for a couple of years, and it really developed our motor program when it was kind of in shambles, and got us back to where we can compete at a race like this. So got to thank him. And it like everybody says, it takes a village to do this stuff, and it really does. I know I'm leaving people out here, and my good buddy John and Matt Rigotti. Matt works hard on my shock program, and we've been kind of teaming up with the boys at Dig and Cody Higby, and there's so much information, and it takes so much to do this at a high level, and hoping we can keep it rolling.
Well, hey, let's plan a Tito's party at some point here, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, hey, how about this? If you get a top 3 tonight or top 5, we'll go top 5. You're coming back tonight, and I'll share one of those with you.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure Dave Werber, he's another Orange County guy.
He's around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of the Tito's, I've rung a bell. I know, he'll be dying to have him with us.
He'll be right here, like in 2 minutes, right? If he hears Tito's.
Yeah,
so.
I gotta, thank him. He's been behind the scenes working hard with us, and helped us get up here too. So
yeah, former Orange County racer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
and
no problem, buddy.
I hope we'll see you after.
Thank you.
Hey, we could see you after either way, but I'd like you to be sitting here. It's more fun.
Yeah, and if not, we'll pick this up at the 31st lap.
Yeah, all right, buddy. That's fine. I'll have the cooler and I'll have the beers. Don't you worry. All right, I'll take care. Well, wait, what is it now? I got to get not Truly. What are we drinking now?
High Noons. Is it
High Noons or Surfsides? Okay, neutrals. All right, I'll make sure there are neutrals in the cooler. All right, neutrals in the cooler.
I saw Emmett Waldron walking back and forth. I figured we'd grab
him
if he decides to walk on back over here with his ears on. He can stop on over as he's in the thick of the points championship for the DIRTcar Sportsman. A good cross section of drivers here this morning on this Mother Nature's deciding the sun needs to come out here a little bit as we.
It is not though, man. It is not.
It is pretty cold.
Okay, let's get back to a couple of questions I saw there.
Yeah.
And one of them was, who wins a DTD foot race? I can say.
Have you seen us?
Yeah, right.
We can't make our
now
way.
Here's my joke idea for DTD, which I don't think will ever happen, but I want to put the men of DTD in a calendar.
You know what? If the proceeds went to charity,
yeah, right, all for
and
charity.
my wife never saw it, I'd do it.
Yeah, right. I mean, how awesome would that be? I mean, come on, it would be awful.
It would. It wouldn't sell. We'd have to give it away.
It's for charity, all right. And everybody that wants to throw darts at us or thinks we're annoying could finally do that.
I think it would sell really well on the Hard Clay Observer. I tell you that much.
But again, a whole bunch of stuff that nobody wants to see.
The legend is in the house. Mike Mallett's in the house.
No,
yes, he is.
I'm not the legend. I'm in my own mind, maybe on a Tuesday,
Yeah.
But
I saw Buzzy Ruderman walking around.
Yeah,
here
we
as
chatted
well.
with him yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's around having a good time.
Tanner Warren gets it done in the 75, says Kyle Johnson.
I got to tell you, if he does, he will be the most exciting celebration you'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, even, what was it, driver intros at Fonda, he was standing on the roof of the thing, and he was pumped, excited for that one. Will Matt Williamson lead all 200 laps like Stuart Friesen did last year?
I don't think so.
I don't.
Matt's going to make it hard because you're going to have to pass him, but I don't think he will.
I think the track, though, early on will be a little bit more juiced up, and it'll be, moving around. We got to get back to that question. How far do we have to run? I mean, and what's the end goal here? If you're talking, there's like a Miller Lite at the end of it. I
I feel like
if Matt Thomas, my producer, is you're saying turn 4 to turn 1. I don't even think I could get from turn 4 to turn 1.
we can't climb we can't climb the bleachers up here without being out of breath. How are we supposed to
Yeah,
run?
no, I go up to the tower to do the, and it's like the stairway to heaven there. You
Yeah.
look up there and you're like, oh my God.
I also have a feeling like I was just about to bring that up there, the weight advantage. I felt like if we did a foot race, we'd have to have different classes of fitness. Yeah, someone's
Yeah.
got to wear a weight suit or something or have different divisions. Tim Drew at home said that he thinks Ryan Godown is the pick to win here this week.
Hold
and,
on. Let me, I'm going to shoot him a note. Let's see if I can.
Yep. And Zach at home watching on Facebook Live, what
Yeah.
are your guys' dark horse picks this year?
Dark horse picks?
And Anthony Lehman says hard clay observer Mike.
Oh, boy.
Dark horse pick.
I don't know. I mean, dark horse is tough because, you go with your regular, your picks, but who's really a dark horse? I mean, is Yankowski a dark horse? He's
No.
in Stuart Friesen's car.
No.
I mean, is
I got one.
who?
Max McLaughlin.
Okay.
And that's only because he ran good in the
That I could do.
heats,
Run the micro track. Yeah, that I can handle. I could get a lap
could
out
do
of that.
that.
Yeah, we could do that.
if we don't bust ourselves
Bust our
slipping
hip.
somewhere.
Right.
I said Max McLaughlin, and I'll tell you why. He ran good in his heat. He ran and passed enough cars to make his way to lock himself into the show. And he's ran one late model race and I think one modified race all year. So the level of rust on the right foot for the Mooresville, North Carolina native is considerable, and he said as much on his interviews here this week. But I would consider him a dark horse only because the lack of experience he's had in the car this year.
Okay, fair enough. You know what? I'm going to look at the list and just and cheat a little bit here because I'm drawing blanks on who I would think is dark horses. Because again, you look up front, I don't. The top 10. I don't consider anyone winning in that top 10. Maybe, look, we could go with the Dark Knight, White Knight, Mark Johnson. I mean, Mark Johnson's been very, very good here.
Oh, if you ask Mike Warren, it's just White Knight.
Right? I go with the color of the race car. Right? It's interchangeable, right?
Yeah.
Jeff, I'm not sure. I want to say we have one more year on the contract, but I'm not positive on that. I would have to get some expert analysis on that one on the contract question.
I honestly think if it's Oswego, the town has any say about it, it never leaves.
Yeah, I
they
know.
love it.
Again,
They love the fact that we have it here, and they've done a great job embracing us.
Yeah. So
coming back from the mile to here, it's just been great.
yeah, I just got a note from our guy that we've got Gary Tompkins coming. He's doing a little research right now with Randy Williamson. So we'll let that fly. He'll be here in a moment. So Felix Waz my pick. So I guess my dark horse will be Mark Johnson.
Okay.
I've seen him run really, really well in 200 lap events. He was really good a couple years ago in the Fonda 200. So I would say Mark Johnson, and that would be a pretty awesome win. Again, if you're talking someone different. So now we've established that the foot race is on the go-kart track over there. I'm still not winning, if that's what fans are wondering at home here. I'm not winning.
You know what?
Maybe
I think you might beat me.
21-year-old me could win because I used to actually run cross-country.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's wild, right, that I ran cross-country. But, yeah, I ran cross-country back in the day. So, I remember my goal was always to get under a 5-minute mile, and I ended up 5:14 was my best mile. 5:14.
Yeah.
So
I was basketball, football.
played
Joseph at
baseball,
home
too.
says dark horse Tim Sears
I don't
Jr. That is not a dark horse.
See, I don't think Tim Sears is a dark
I
horse
think
in
that's
this one.
that could be your pick, but no
Yeah,
way
no.
on God's
Nope.
green earth is that a dark horse
He's been.
pick.
I mean,
It's Timmer's good.
look, yesterday I'm sure he was really disappointed not making the small block main event, but the big block has been on point. The big block has looked great. He passed a lot of cars the other night. I think I can't consider Timmer a dark horse. Yeah, Andy, I kind of agree. I think Oswego is where this
It's
event
home.
is meant to be now. And again, I know everyone's Syracuse. It's gone, guys. Okay, we can't change it. But
I would love to see it built closer to where we are in
No,
the
I love-
Brewerton
oh,
area
oh,
where
I'm
it was
good. No, no, no.
originally supposed to
I'm
be.
good.
But this
I'm good. I like this because it's
it's
not
more conducive.
It's in my backyard, and this place comes with an aura and a mystique, right? You don't get that with some places. Like, you could go other places, build a new track, but having it right here, the aura here, is awesome. There's already history. I mean, this place is what? It's 60 years old, give or take. So to be here is awesome. And this is a community that embraces us, like that wants us here.
Yeah.
My buddy was here last night. He's not a huge race fan. He goes to the Classic every year or whatever, and he was already telling me, hey, next year I'm bringing. He goes, and he lives right across the river. He's like, I'm going to bring my camper so I can hang out. He goes, this is awesome. These race fans, they're so much fun. And he was having some adult beverages, him and his dad, and they had a blast. So, and that shows you like this community cares that we're here. Like they want us here. They want this event to be run. The local businesses love it. They're doing well because of all the people here. I know, especially everybody on this side of the river back here. All the restaurants and stuff. And if you do get a chance, hit up some of the local places. Hit a Wade's, hit a Garofalo's.
Had Garofalo's last night for them.
Yeah. Garofalo's is fantastic. Hit those. Obviously there's the local, the sub shop. Rudy's. I know a few people have gone there since they've been here. This
Wade's.
week.
I know a couple people going to Wade's this morning.
Yeah, Wade's for breakfast. But if you go to Wade's, bring cash. And then if you want something a little different, go over in downtown, right on.
Why did Tim Sears not run last night?
He didn't make it.
He did not qualify
Didn't make
in the
it.
small block, which was a big disappointment for Timmer.
But like I was saying, go across the river. Check out that West First Street. There's so many restaurants on that. Southern Fare. I can't remember what the rooftop restaurant's called, but I just had dinner there the other day. Awesome place to eat. There's the bistro. There's if you're looking for a breakfast sandwich over there, there's the bagel shop. There's Riverwalk Bagels. There's Riverwalk Pizza where you get individual pizzas. There's some really great stuff. And again, I'm a connoisseur of food here in Oswego. I've probably hit most of the restaurants in town at some place or another. If you're looking for something just to get a drink and grab a quick beer, there's a place right down off the grounds called Dutcher's. My good friend Donna owns that. And again, that's only about 2 blocks away from the track. If you go right down Albany Street, it's right there at the 4-way stop. That's a great place. She loves having race fans in there, so I know she'd appreciate you stopping by, having a cold one. And again, a lot of locals in there. And again, every time I go in there, there's Super Dirt Week stuff, talking about Super Dirt Week and how awesome it is to have it here in town. So make sure you check out some of the local establishments, take care of them, and enjoy it.
We see some more Facebook posts up there. Again, there's a good look at what the schedule is for today. The DIRTcar Sportsman Last Chance Showdowns at 2. The Super DIRTcar Series Last Chance Showdowns go off at 2:30. Then promptly at 3:15, we'll have the DIRTcar Sportsman Great Lakes 75. And then at 6:30, we'll have the Super DIRTcar Series opening ceremonies for the Billy Whittaker's Cars and Trucks 200, with the start time promptly at 7 for the Billy Whittaker's Cars and Trucks 200.
So just got an update. Ryan Godown, I saw a question for Ryan Godown. He'll be here at 12:45. So he's coming over. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in. It's a shame we don't have to worry about baseball anymore. I'll tell you that.
Somebody said that the lunchbox Chad Edwards was their favorite to win. Guys, coverage is awesome as always. Sadly, couldn't go. Got to stay home and change diapers on my 1 month old.
Thank you. That's for Adam. That is awesome. That is for Adam.
Thanks for doing your part and changing diapers.
There you go. There you go. That's Adam.
A real man changes diapers.
Oh God.
I'll gladly pay that one.
Yeah. By the time we're done with this, you're gonna have the bar tab down at Dutcher's here tonight.
Mike Ayers for the 200. I'm going with Darren Smith and 84Y Sportsman. I'm hoping my driver makes it from the Last Chance Showdown. Go 17B.
Okay. All right.
So
Darren Smith looked good last night.
He would be another good pick for a dark horse.
Yeah, he would be. He was very good. Finished. What did he finish? 6th, I believe it was last night. And the
he's
the Salute to the Troops 150.
Let's see where he starts. He is 29th.
29th. So
he'll have to pull the Williamson if he wants to do that. There's Brent with.
Obviously, that means it can be done, right? Yep. Chad Edwards, Lunchbox. Fonda guys. We've talked a little bit about Fonda guys here. Fonda guys typically run well here because this is a lot like Fonda Speedway. If you've ever been to Fonda, it's a big, fast racetrack and a technical racetrack, and this place is technical. And Fonda's very technical, and if you had ever talked to Jack Johnson, I was fortunate to get to interview him back in the beginning of my early days of my career. I got to announce some of his wins and things of that nature. He always talked about. He said if you were good at Fonda, you can be good almost anywhere because Fonda is so difficult of a place to get around. And I've heard it from a lot of guys here today that we've chatted with that have come up that run Fonda. They talk about racing here and how much it's really, really like running at home.
Mm-hmm. And it's a tight one. It's a wide 2, sweeping backstretch, wide 3, and then it narrows up again in 4. So definitely the comparison can definitely be made. Zach, Felix Waugh is my pick. Yep, that's
Crackers,
another
how we doing, brother?
good dark horse pick as well as dark horse Tim Sear. Yep, we saw that one.
Yeah, Timmer, we talked about that one.
And keep it rolling, fans. If you have any questions for any drivers we have coming up, or questions for Mike and I, or your picks on who you think is going to win the Sportsman 75 lapper or the 200 lapper, Billy Whittaker's Cars and Trucks, let us know. We will be happy to answer it here on Facebook Live. And to touch on what you said, I think Super Dirt Week's here to stay no matter what the contract situation is. I don't see it moving. It's found its new home.
Yeah, figure it out, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
That would be my conversation. Hopefully they figure it out no matter what. Again, I just don't see it going anywhere. I feel like it's just and it's gotten so, like, since the first one to this one here at Oswego, it has improved so much with the flow, the traffic, where they put everybody, all of those great things. Like, every year DIRTcar does something more to make this event better.
And let's be honest, the first couple years with knowing that, they had to cover the dirt when it's not being used, they come over and flip it and turn it, and it's helped the racetrack and how they lay it down. It's not a whole lot of dirt. They've got it down to its science where it's got to be, really, really smooth, really light. And I saw anybody but Matt. So we got some
Was that
Matt
one T?
with one T.
Whoa, 1 T. Okay,
One
you got to
T.
specify there, right? You got to specify.
That is a good question. Does it take mentally and physically to win the 200? We'll have to ask a couple drivers.
I'm assuming that's a Matt McLaughlin fan.
Yep.
Considering he has the crazy 8 car there.
Mike Mitchell, Max McLaughlin, and Richard Murtaugh for the wins.
Okay, there's your picks. Hulk Hogan tribute card. Now that would be cool. That would be cool. What up? Justin House in the house. Oh, what a great day. I mean,
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, yeah. Real American Beer,
Is
right?
there a past champions provisional?
Yes.
Yes, there used to be.
And who is that? Right now, I believe Larry White is the one not in.
Correct.
That would be that's unofficial. That's just me thinking quickly off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
I know.
Who's not in it and who would be the look at that. Hardclay said they'll team up on our calendar. God, that would be awful. But it would be so. GT would be on the cover.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely putting GT on the cover. He's not going to like that, but I got GT for the cover shot.
Oh, 100%. That would sell.
In his pool. Yeah.
With
Laying
his
next to the
floaties
pool.
on. Yeah.
Speedos, man. Speedos.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody's in a Speedo. Oh, God, that's just awful to think about. Thanks, Bentley, for the shout out here. Hey, Anthony Perego. Come here.
The doctor makes it.
We
in. Is
got
the
an
doctor
empty
even
seat.
here?
And we've got Gary Tompkins coming. We got Ryan Godown, but you came over, so guess what?
The ant.
You didn't know what you were getting into, did you? I love that.
He's just over here trying to check how the merchandise
He just wanted to
is
sell some
going,
T-shirts and sign some
uh,
autographs, and we're
We
putting them on the
suck him
spot.
into the pre-race show.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing a little better today. Struggled a little yesterday, but looking forward to the race today.
Yeah, hey, it's Oswego. It's gorgeous. It's going to be fun. I mean, what could be better than this in the beginning of October?
Yeah, it's not raining. It's, when the sun pops out, it's kind of warm out there, so it's a good day.
Yeah, when the sun pops out. I think we've seen that for about 11 seconds so far today. But let's talk your week so far. Again, happy with last night, not happy with last night. Seemed we got a really good car early, and then kind of late, things kind of changed. And once the track kind of locked down, you were trying to do some stuff there, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, definitely got really tight. We kind of struggled with that in the heat race on Wednesday night, and the more the track slowed down, the tighter I was getting. We fell back to 12th, I think, before the break, and we fired off really good. I blew through the middle and passed a couple cars, and then after that, it was just a struggle, and obviously the track locked down, and there was not much you could do.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys, though. I will give you credit. You kept trying at least. Like you know what? I'm not giving up on this. I'm gonna try, and that's what you kept doing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to just follow the guy around.
Right.
I think I probably cost myself 9th or 10th by doing that, but we were just trying to get back to where we belong.
Okay, if anybody has questions for Anthony Prego, let us know. Again, let's go. There you go. Already you got fans on there. Just we'll pop them up here and we'll ask you. All right.
Before it rubbered up, it seemed like you guys were able to put it wherever you needed to, and some of the moves that the driver, especially in the mid-pack, were making on the backstretch, made our hands, our hair stand up from the driver's seat. Did you see a lot of that?
Yeah, definitely. That Yankowski, he was murdering the top down 3 and 4, and I tried to move out there, but like I would have some good grip entry and be able to steer, and then I kind of got to the middle of the corner and was tight, and I was kind of just married to the middle and let the car do what it could do. But I think if your car was decent, you can really run anywhere.
Yeah. What do you think for today?
That 88's going to be tough.
Yeah.
He's got something none of us have, but we'll work hard today, and I think our car was really decent in Thursday night's heat. We didn't really fire off great in our heat, but as it got rolling, we passed some cars, and we were catching Mark Johnson and Tim Sears there, and I feel like we were running lap times compared to Alex Payne, and he's been fast all week.
Right, and this does this kind of feel like home for you a little bit when you come here? Because I mean, you started the big 5.8s at Orange County. And it's not the same, obviously, but it's still big track racing experience.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely similar. I mean, the first time I came here with Ray Graham's car, we were really good. We almost won the race, ran out of fuel. But I think my experience at Middletown, and obviously Middletown changing the surface back a few years ago, definitely played a factor into our kind of having success here.
So we've got some questions coming through. One person asked, what does it take mentally and physically to run 200 laps here?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to stay focused. I mean, if your car's going to come and go a lot, today you're going to be really good and really bad. You just got to stick with it. And obviously, if your car is not that great at that 100, you got a chance to make it better.
Right. I saw some Let's Go Kid Giddy Up on there, just so you know, all right? So that nickname's still stuck. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah,
I don't care
Tim
if you got
Pitts
gray
thinks
hair.
to him.
I mean, we're all getting a little old from all that, but, talk about overall just the experience here this Oswego. Have you been taking it all in, or have you been the cagey veteran, I'm going to go to bed at 11 o'clock and get my sleep?
I took it in a little bit on
oh, she's
Wednesday
laughing
night.
over there? That tells me you've been taking it in.
Yeah, I got in a little bit of trouble, but we're still going. And, you have
2:30 in the morning. You're getting a little, he's Kid Giddy Up, so he's never going to age, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was a little rough, but came here the next morning, put an engine in our big block, worked on our small block for yesterday, so it wasn't too bad.
All right, so you're fine. You did what you were supposed to do.
Andy Gray at home. Do you watch any races back?
Not necessarily. I probably should, but I do not. I don't really watch much back.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know when you're doing karaoke again with Matt Shepard.
I think we tried it Thursday night. But,
how did it work out?
Not too good.
What's your song of choice?
I like Godsmack.
Okay.
Oh, you're going
Godsmack.
heavy right
Yeah.
out of the gate. What's your Godsmack song?
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm gonna shake your hand. I love that. That is my favorite Godsmack song. That is an awesome song. That is great. So let's talk strategy today. They've changed it now, right? That break at 100, it's not you're not thinking as much about that strategy. But looking back at last night's race, with it knowing it latched down a little bit there, is today the day we see, hey, we got to pit early, change the tire, and then maybe late change the tire again, like we saw a few years ago, where the rubber kind of came off, and the first guy to go back in and put that softer tire on had the setup.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Lehner, he came in and got tires, and he kind of drove up and passed a lot of cars, but I just don't know. I think it's tough. You get back in traffic. I just don't know if you could do that. I think you have to have a car that gets you up towards the front at that 100, and when you go back out for that 100, you're good enough to pass a couple guys, and if it's latched, it's kind of is what it is at that point. I don't know if you're going to go back out and murder guys like we saw that year when they were putting 400s on, and it kind of cleaned off, and a guy would put a 300 on, and he went again. But, I think if your car's decent, you're definitely going to be able to pass cars, but I don't know if you're going to go to the back to win.
Yeah.
There was an Andy who was offering you a lunch if you finish in the top 10 today.
All right, Andy Walters?
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a Middletown guy?
Middletown guy.
Yeah, right. Hey, Middletown guys got to stick together.
Yeah,
Hey,
hardcore observer.
Hardcore observer.
I'll broker this deal for you. Forget the lunch, just a couple drinks at the 31st lap. How about that?
I think lunch would be cheaper.
It could be.
Well, let's talk Eastern States. You got to be kind of pumped about that coming up here. I love Eastern States. You know that. I've said that 14 million times. But, get through Dirt Week, and then, obviously you got some driving to do, next week and heading up to Brockville. But then it's, your big one, the Eastern States 200.
Yeah, we kind of struggled there this year. And, I don't know why, but one night we were going to take the lead and end up getting a flat tire. So, we were good one night. But just the track, it's been kind of hell, and we hope that Jamie Friesen can kind of save it a little bit. I mean, he has at a lot of other tracks, so I have faith in him. And, I know they do work hard. They have what they have there. But it's home. It's hard not to go.
Right. Oh, look, I go to Middletown every chance I get, even though I live in Central New York, because I just love Orange County. There's just something about, much like coming here, there's that aura. There's that, like that. You
It's
feel
special.
the history when you walk into the place.
Yeah, I really hope it goes well for everybody. Obviously, us racers, hopefully we could see and do what we need to do on the racetrack. But, Middletown is home, like I said. And, Eastern States is obviously a really big weekend. And, one of these years, I really hope that we can win it.
Which one would you prefer if you could win one this year? Super Dirt Week or Eastern States? Now, I know this one pays more, but being an Eastern States guy, because I'll preface with this. I asked Darren Pittman this question one time. Would you rather win the Knoxville Nationals or the Chili Bowl? Which one do you think he said?
Probably the Chili Bowl.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, dude, it's the Knoxville Nationals, man. Yeah, the Chili Bowl, and I'm like, so what do you think?
Yeah, it would be definitely Eastern States for me. I mean, obviously this is a really big deal here today, and it's Super Dirt Week. But growing up in Middletown and being right there all my life, I think it would be really huge for me.
I think they'd burn the grandstands down if you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's a lot of people that love us there, and I appreciate all them.
And it's fun, right? I mean, there's nothing better than winning close to home, right?
No,
when
for sure.
I mean, look, you have a ton of fans here. I see a lot of the Parego shirts. By the way, great idea with you guys putting the T-shirt, the Shepherd Parego, T-shirt.
Yeah, I don't
together.
really know how this worked out. I wasn't expecting this big banner over here.
Yeah, look at you. Hey, look, we didn't expect it either, and we got one too. I mean, we're just as cool. So
Yeah.
no, so how'd that work out with that T-shirt with the two-sided, the two-car deal?
Yeah, I think it sold well. I mean, I think both of us, obviously being good friends, Jordan coming up with the idea was really cool. And, I do see him walking all over here, so obviously they're sale.
And I got to tell you, it's about time you got the girlfriend the T-shirt trailer over there. It's about time.
Yeah. George, he was on me about it for a long time. He busted
That's why
on
I had
me
to give
so
it to you,
much
yeah.
about it. So, No, the T-shirt trailer's going pretty well for us. Obviously, it's a huge hit at Middletown, and it's good to get out to these other places too. It gives the girlfriend somewhere to hang out, so she's not over here bothering us. She's doing her own thing.
Hopefully, she's not watching.
Yeah, she probably is, but it's all right.
Well, man, thanks, brother. Appreciate you putting me on the
Good
spot.
luck today.
Thank you.
Good luck, man. So there's Kid Giddy Up. I'm a Tim Pitt's protege, man. I got their Tim
AKA Ant-Man.
Yeah, right. So there's Anthony. Come on down. The
and-
man of the day. This is for all you.
I saw him jogging over here as if he was
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, the hard clay guy's been waiting for you all day. Yeah, 12:15 and is now 12:42.
It's all right. You were talking to Mr. Williamson about what
Yep,
to do here.
There you go. We'll get this on.
Oh, perfect comment. Paul Arn's in the house giving you all the false facts. All right.
Ryan will be just a minute. Gary just got here. All right, so if you got to go pee or anything, all right. But no offense.
I don't
want
wanna-
to.
I don't wanna-
Hard Clay Observer's guy. We
I don't want to tick go down off.
No. So here he is, Gary Tompkins. Welcome
Hey,
back. to
real
Super
quick,
Week,
I
yeah.
saw his heat race video.
Yeah.
He got knocked around. I really feel sorry for him. Holy cow.
You got pinballed,
Yeah,
huh?
not good. Not good.
Yeah.
A lot of disrespect. Not happy.
So, what's it like being back here?
Great. I wish I had raced a little bit before I got here. Of course, for myself, I would have liked to race that car because that's the reason why I was talking to Randy Williams. We found a few things wrong with it with the rear suspension brackets. So we wanted to see, from his perspective, what to do. So he guided us in the right direction. The boys are over there right now. There's so many people that's helped me out get to this point, and they're over there working on it right now. And take her down and scale her again and get it right because the car hadn't really felt like it like I think it should, and we were struggling and we changed a bunch of stuff, but it still wasn't right.
Right.
And now we think we have a reason why, one of the reasons why. So hopefully, we can get that fixed up, and then, like I told him, these cars change a little bit, and when you're not driving, I haven't driven since last year at this place, so you gotta adapt your driving style the way the cars are, because they're just trying to get speed,
Right.
And so I've had to try to do that, and but the car hasn't been right, so it's a good car. We just got to get some of the stuff on it right, and hopefully now we will.
The look of
Yep.
starting on the pole of the first LCS, the look of your car brings me back to your Rochester Americans car. I
Yeah,
gotta tell
that's
you.
what a lot of people have said there. Dan Pilot did that body, and when I was talking to him, for design, whatever, he goes, all right, what color's the frame? I said, well, it's a red frame. I haven't had a red frame in years, and white body, and he goes, all right, I got an idea. At first, he was going to take one of my older designs and just sort of switch the colors around. He goes, no, I'm going to do something different, and that's what he came up with. I like it. I mean, it's, I said I wanted red on it, and then, obviously got a blue on there too, and that's how we came up with that.
I still think your Pennzoil 84 at
Yeah,
the
that
was a
mile
good
is
look.
You're
the
right,
best.
That was a
and
good
I agree
go-kart
with that,
car.
and
That was
that's
a good
actually
Chef's
Dan's favorite. It's funny, you see it in pictures, and it doesn't do it, the way that thing sparkled
Right.
in real life was you just can't copy that on photographs. So, but
Let's talk about you now. You're not young in the tooth anymore,
No,
right?
no.
None of
You
us
just
are.
called him old, Mike.
I did it nicely, right? But let's talk about your social media presence. Obviously, you love messing with those guys.
I do.
on
I
the
do.
hard clay, and they obviously love you because,
Yeah.
and you also do it on our forum.
Yeah.
Like you're a very interactive guy on social, and talk about just doing that and how much fun it is.
It's not always fun because there's a lot of misconceptions and unfactual stuff out there, and it's just like, it's the people that see it from the outside don't really know what goes on the inside, and you gotta be a part of it to really know what goes on some of the stuff, and they really, some of the people just come up with some stuff. It's like, holy cow, this is way off.
Where did
So
they
you just
get
gotta,
that from? Yeah.
you just gotta sort of set them straight, and I like the interaction too. I talk back and forth with a few guys privately and stuff, and they ask me questions about this and that. So it's just trying to get the real facts out there, what really goes on. They think that some people get away with stuff. Well, you used to, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I mean, they pulled Matt Williamson's heads off his motor last night. They didn't do that to anybody else.
Right.
So they want to make sure that they show everybody that, hey, we're not letting this guy get away with anything. Not that I'm saying he did anything wrong. I just think Matt's got the car so hooked up to the track that it's amazing how fast that thing is.
So NASCAR has Jeff Burton. You are basically the modified Jeff Burton. You are the elder statesman. If there was a driver's council.
There are some drivers out here older than me. I mean, I remember watching Danny Johnson race when I was a kid. So
yeah. But it's Danny.
Yeah,
Who's not on social media talking to everybody?
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So you would be the elder statesman that we would pick if there was a head of a driver's council. I would put you at the top of it. We've asked a couple drivers this. You've had an experience throughout the eras of modified racing. I'm going to ask you this question: if you were the head of DIRTcar Northeast for a day, and you could make any change or changes to what we have currently configured here in the modifieds, what would you do, Gary Tompkins?
Well, first off, for the big blocks, I think the engine rules are messed up, and really they let the cat out of the bag and the genie out of the bottle when they allowed 18-degree heads. That just killed everything because it obsoleted a lot of motors. And I tried to keep up and drove for people who tried to keep up, and it just, you're a step behind every place you went. You can get a 23-degree head motor to run good, but it will not perform like an 18 degrees. So first thing I would say is we need to get a different option for a motor, make it cheaper. Now, I've talked to a few different engine builders over the years. What would you do? Well, the biggest question is, why is there an engine cubic limit? It's late models really don't have one. I mean, sprint cars do, but late models don't really have one. So let's do away with that. But if you do away with that, let's run a spec head. This is the head you can run, and that's it. And make it a certain price for everybody. Make it as cheap as you can get, head, and then intake also, and then do whatever you want for cubic inch, all that other stuff. Maybe a standard crank or something like that, because small blocks they've gone overboard a little bit with their crank systems and stuff like that. But something like that, just to make cheap horsepower, and cubic inch makes cheap horsepower, and then make that an option. And then slowly phase out the engines they have now. Now it's something you're going to have to do over 5-6 years.
Right.
Because these engines are $60,000 now, you know.
Right, and
so.
I've heard that. I mean, from everybody, like
Yeah.
it is too expensive
It
to go
is.
modified racing. Like you
It
can't
is.
afford it. The average guy can't do it.
No, he cannot. The team that I first started driving for, Darryl and Bruce Simmons, there's no way they can compete today because they funded the majority of that car, that team, off their paychecks. We had some sponsors, but and Billy Campbell did a really good job for us on motors and stuff like that. But yeah, there's no way, and that means that I could have never gotten into big block modified racing if that had been the case. So, you know, it's just you just can't do it. There's a lot of really good racers that can't afford to race big blocks, and to me, that's the ultimate. That's what you want to do if you want to drive a modified, is drive a big block, you know. And then now some can't do that just for whatever reason, but you know, I want to be a big block driver, and I don't see how a kid that started the way I started could do like I did. They do it today. You got to have somebody with money now, and boy, that's tough to get.
Yeah, let's talk now about today. You got a little work to do, right?
I do.
But you're starting on the pole.
I do,
and
and
you look good in the qualifying.
Yeah, you know, we're still off, and that's you know, Bailey Van Pelt and Larry Murray, Ray Tua, Nate Roth, great crew, and they all. Well, Nate's been with me for. I mean, some people haven't been married nearly as long as we've been together, you know. So, and you know, I drove for Ray, and then Billy started working with me last year, and Larry was his crew chief. So there's a lot of knowledge there, and they all get along. They all want to do whatever it's got to be done to make this car fast. So we're just going through what happened in the heat race, and the car just didn't quite. I mean, yeah, I gotta get used to racing again, but. Race car's a race car, so and it just didn't feel right. You know, I couldn't drive off the corner like I wanted to, and there's something not working right. And that's where we sort of started really going through, you know, the car. The car was a used car bought from Mark Spohr, and, you know, I went through a lot of it, but that part there I didn't really go through like I probably should have. And, you know, and Billy set it up for me. And again, that's something, you know, we probably should have looked a little closer at some of the stuff on there. And, you know, looking at it this morning, I said, holy cow, this is wrong, the way the brackets were and some of the stuff. So they're changing that right now. We're going to take it over to scales. And I think, you know, going by what Randy Williamson is, big help, obviously, told us, I think we can get it to be, it's going to be a little better for us, for me as a driver, for us as a team. You know, we needed to find a little more speed. And hopefully that can point us in that direction. And, you know, let's see what happens. I feel like we're in a good spot. Obviously, pole LC1. So, you know, hopefully get out in free air. And then I need laps. So hopefully I can get some laps, you know.
Well, that would be the silver lining of all of it, right? Getting more
and,
laps
you know,
on the track.
My wife, I didn't call my wife after the heat race the other night because I thought she'd be sleeping. But she goes, were you mad? You know, she talked to me. I said, no, I wasn't. I said, you know, we made progress on the car. And,
you looked like you had pace.
Yes, I think we're decent. You know, I went out. I was the very first car out for time trials, and when they loaded us in for time trials, they loaded all the cars come on the track. We all went down through turn 1 and 2, and then loaded into the infield and the backstretch. So it carried all that dust around the track. So I was like blazing a trail for everybody, you know, and so you know I didn't feel good at all in time trials. So we really didn't change a whole lot for the heat race, and it felt better, you know, but starting 15th, and I got up to 11th, and I probably could have, you know, tried a few things, but I felt like that, you know, we were in a decent spot at that point, and you know, just get through that race, and I knew we were going to start up front for the LCQ, and then, you know, now we found some stuff that hopefully we can figure out, and now we'll get more laps, you know, and hopefully we're going the right direction.
Well, that's all you can do, right?
Right, exactly. Yes.
And have fun. At the end of the day, we're here to have fun.
Yeah, and you know what?
Damn it.
And one thing Dave Rouser and I talked about before we even did this deal, and when he asked me to do this, he goes, let's just go have fun, you know.
Yeah.
And I have no expectations. You know what? After I got elected to the Hall of Fame, all of this is frosting on the cake.
Right,
you know?
there you go, man.
I wanted to win races. I wanted to win championships. You know, I got to be Mr. Dirt. I never thought I was going to be in the Hall of Fame, you know, so it was pretty cool. Still sort of, you know, holy cow, I can't believe I did that, you know. And so now what I do, you know, my record stands for itself, you know. And the fact that I was never a full-time racer, and won Mr. Dirt. You know, just a testament to the people around me, obviously,
Right.
but the drive that we had to get it done. You know, and I don't know if that's something that's ever really going to happen again. I think you really got to be a full-time driver now to do
Yep.
this stuff.
Yeah, you hear that too from a lot of guys, how
Yeah,
tough it is, like to run the series, run
Yes.
all that with having a full-time job now
Yeah.
because of how much more, what's the word I'm looking for, strenuous. There's a
Yes,
lot more that
you've
goes
got to
into
be
it.
so much more involved in
Yeah.
the whole process of putting a car together and getting it ready and racing
Mm-hmm.
it and tuning it and all that stuff. Or I don't think I could do that now. I mean,
Right.
and I worked for General Motors back when I
Right.
won the championship. You know, so it's like the bosses didn't know what was going on. You know, and when I
Right.
kept asking for all these half days and stuff like that, or get in after a night of racing. I hadn't really slept yet. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't see how that could even be done now.
Well, buddy, good luck to you,
All
man.
right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hey,
Thank
look,
you
I
for
know,
taking
I
the
know
time
all,
and joining us
I
here.
know all the hard clay guys are rooting for you.
I'm sure.
And,
David
and
Holmes
last-
saying, "Let's
how
go,
cool was
Gary."
it to have them raise some money? And
It
help you out?
was cool, and they all act disappointed. Some of the guys, the administrators, act disappointed they didn't raise more. I think the fact that anybody gave money at all, I think was pretty cool. You know, and we got the sticker on there, and we just people reaching out and stuff like that, private messages. I think it's awesome. You know, so they didn't have to do that. And the fact that I got what I got, I'm happy with that. You know, it's actually helped us out. I actually got. A couple tires. I had a shock rebuild over Integra yesterday. Bought a shaft and a piston for that. So, money well spent. I think it's definitely helped us and eased the burden a little bit on Dave. So he didn't have to fund everything. So, it's all good.
All right, man.
All
Thank
right,
you again,
thanks
brother.
again. I
We
appreciate
appreciate
it.
your time. Hey,
All
good
right.
luck today. Get it done,
Thanks.
all right?
Will
Don't
do.
worry. John Tiff does not have the mallet head on site. You're fine.
Good.
Talk about a curse, right? Jeez.
I know. Come on. Thanks,
Thank
brother.
you
We
very
appreciate
much,
your
Gary.
time,
we
man.
appreciate it.
Yep.
We know you're a busy man and taking the
Yep.
time out. And another busy man who's been actually waiting
Yep.
for us, which is awesome, is Ryan Godown. Ryan, come on over, and thanks for taking the time out and waiting for us and to speak with Gary Tompkins before joining us
And
here.
don't worry, I'll have a cooler full of beer outside the 31st lap at Eastern State, so I'll repay the favor, all right? You know how it goes, all right? Yeah.
And
there you go.
Gary said you got roughed up there in your heat a little bit. Let's talk about that. You got
Yeah, I don't know.
throw some elbows.
Yeah, I don't know. We had a couple good restarts, and then, went in there, and I think Root pushed a little bit, and that opened up the hole, and I got stuck on top. And, man, I tell you, I got run over by every car that went by me, I felt like. And then it bent the front axle, and then we go into 3 and 4, and I guess I opened up the bottom lane a little bit, and Rocky just run over me and bent the axle like a U, and then the car was just shit after that. So
Yeah.
we hung on to whatever we hung on to. But, yeah, we start. I guess I just looked in line. We start 5th now in the first last chance. So, I mean, hopefully we get in, and then we can make some noise from there.
You had to have some positive in this conversation. You had a good car last night, and the one restart, were you on the outside, and that was like once the track got close to rubber in there, or what? But you were. I mean, at one point I looked up, and I'm typing the rundown here, and I'm like, when did Godown get to 5th? Like, where did that? Like, you were running like 8th, 9th, whatever, and all of a sudden you're 5th.
Yeah, we actually we started 19th. We just rode for the first however many laps, and then the car got better, and then we're able to. Once that top started to open up a little bit, we were good. We just kept picking them off, and then we got to the fuel break, and I just wanted to tighten up a little, and we just
tightened up
went
a
too
lot.
far. Yeah, it's just too much, and went into into one and pushed like a dump truck, and
Like,
fell back to 13.
And is that
and then,
the oh shit moment?
Yeah, that's like.
How miserable is it to drive a car that tight when you know you had it? Just
Yeah,
you need it a little bit. It's a lot of it.
Well, you work your ass off to get from 19th to 5th, right?
Yeah.
And then you give it away from 5th to 13th in 2 laps. It's like, what the heck just happened? And then, we picked our way back to 9th. So, I'm not going to be, I'm upset, but not. That's how racing goes, right? We just put it in the notebook and know what we're going to do. Look, our boy Pratt, he's mentioning. Where are you, Pratt?
Pratt's home, sitting on the couch. He's probably drinking Tito's already or something else, right?
Yep.
Oh wait.
Pre-gaming the 200.
It's afternoon. He's
Oh,
okay.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
definitely
Dave, you're
got
good.
It's
Dave.
beer 30 or Tito's
Yeah.
30, depending on.
Yeah.
I saw a couple people on those restarts. I think Yankowski did it to you one time, stuck it 3 wide. How
Yeah.
tough is it there, to funnel down into one after, people just jumping all over you?
Well, it's going to happen, right? I mean, these guys that are a little bit more aggressive like that, what I've learned over the years, because I was that guy to be aggressive. I'm not going to say I was no gentle
You're
giant,
aggressive? I didn't know that.
But you're going to learn. You're going to get taken out of races.
Yep.
You can't, you can't keep chopping guys' noses and do us without
Repercussion.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
guys are going to remember it. And it took me quite a few years to get back, on the other side of that. So.
Talk about coming up here. I mean, again, you make the trek up from Jersey, man. That's a long ride. And, I spoke to you a little bit at Middletown this year, and you don't get to run the Hoosiers a lot. So you come up here. I mean, you ran the series here the one year, but, again, your Hoosier experience is not, your American Racer Notebook's probably about that big, and the Hoosier Notebook's probably about that big. So it's got to be tough still.
It is. We came into here, I think this was our 7th Hoosier race of the year, and that's the hardest thing about it, right? So nobody understands that you're running against the best drivers in the country here, right? So
Jameson. Tito's.
Close enough.
Yeah. So you're running against the best drivers in the country, I'd say, and you've got 8 races under your belt with this deal, and it's, we don't run big blocks very often. It's what we have 5 big block races into us. So it's, and you don't get a lot of time. What do we have at 45 minutes to adjust the car? And,
right.
Before you know it, that's up, and you got to make second guess. We're pushed in time trials, and then you pick for your group. We got about, if you looked at our second heat race lineup for that big block, I mean, it was like a cash game.
Oh
You
yeah,
could've
it was
like,
a feature, right? Like it was like a Saturday night feature somewhere, right? Yeah, it was loaded.
Yeah, you couldn't get me in any other heat, really.
Just think if you were like 1/1000th quicker or something, you would you would have been in a different set or whatever.
I don't know. It's just and that happened even with the small block. I mean, we're in the first group and it rained right out, and I was I was the last group to go out in Group 1. So not saying that was everything, but it does.
The track changes here. I mean, again, it from the first car out in a 30 car group to the last car out in a 30 car group, it is a different world.
Yes, it is, and we just weren't too picking friendly when we went through Tech, I guess, but it is what it is. I mean, it's the same thing for everybody. So we'll see. I mean, if we start 5th and can't get to the qualifying spot, we don't deserve to be in the 200.
How many are they taking?
3.
3.
So for those of you watching at home and for those who pretend to actually know what they're talking about on the Hard Clay Observer, what is the difference? What is the main difference for you in how the American Racer reacts to how the Hoosier reacts?
So the American Racer, you can get sideways. You can run her in there, up on the right rear and still get grip, right? You don't have to be straight. You just let her eat. Where Hoosiers, you let her eat, and that whole corner is shit, right? You're going backwards. So you got to keep the car straight. You got to keep the right front under you, and it's a whole different. And then you put, the big block, which is you got all the power in the world, and you get a place like this that you don't need it, and it's just everything's got to be balanced well, and that's where we just struggled a little bit in hot laps, and times we didn't have that balance in the big block like we did with the 358.
So it's more of a tire conservation game at that point.
No, it's just that the tires are just so different. The Hoosiers are stiffer sidewalls. The American Racers are taller, got a softer sidewall. You just get more grip with them, and that's, you get learned all year, and that's where when we did run the tour, that's where I got better, because if I ran it side, even though we were finishing 8th to 10th, if you didn't run it straight, I mean, you were finishing 20th. It's easy to do on the dirt series.
And that's kind of where, like, you look at the guys that have come up that are running the series, like Matt Stengel. I mean, all he ran as American Racers, almost no Hoosier experience. And I have to assume in the times I've chatted with him, he was kind of mentioned, like, it is a hard adjustment.
Yeah.
When you run one way your whole career, then all of a sudden, oh, no, we're going to do this now.
Yep. And exactly. And that's why when these guys come on these big races down by us, they're so good on Hoosiers. They get on American Racers, and they're really fast now.
They're like superheroes, right?
Yeah. And it's like they just came to our home turf, waxed their ass, took our money, and went home. I mean, just ain't how it's supposed to go. And then we come up here and struggle. You know? So it's been quite a years. We know every year we're trying to say do more, and it's hard for us to steer away from some of the good-paying shows by us because we run so good there to come up and do stuff 5 hours up the road that you're going to get probably at least maybe a 5th to 12th, and you're lucky you get your gas paid for the way home.
Right. And talk about that year, like how much time off, like and all that you had to take to run the series coming from down there. Guys from Central New York gets a lot of work.
Yeah.
But add another 3.5 hours on top of that.
Yeah, and that was the key. Like I just felt like I was on the road the whole time. So I don't know. It's we're not geographically in a good spot to run the series. Do I say, am I never going to do it? I don't know. I got a few years left, so maybe not. I don't know. We see how, the sponsorship, and obviously Dave Izzy's been great to me and gives me, all the great stuff that I need to win races. So you never know what could happen in the future. But we do want to run Hoosiers more. We got 2 big blocks. It's not that we can't. Volusia is tough for us to get to what we do work-wise.
Snow plowing, right?
Yeah, but we are going to go to Middletown and Charlotte, so that'll
go.
be fun. Yeah,
I love Eastern States, man.
Yeah, I know you love.
I love Eastern States. That is.
Well, what's good this year is I don't have to go back to New Egypt, so
That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
even better. So now you're actually going to hang out.
yeah, we could hang out 31st lap.
Oh yeah, buddy. What's this 31st?
I hear Mallett's bar tab in the
Oh,
background.
no, there is no bar tab. I'm smart, man.
Pratt will be there.
Pratt will be there. Is he coming?
Yeah, look.
I'm not racing. What? Yeah, yeah. No, we got to
Peanut
get
butter shooting you some love on the
Yeah.
Facebook page as
Well,
well.
he's a Middletown guy, peanut
Yep.
butter. Yeah, of course. We Eastern States. You ran Middletown this year. Obviously, it was tough. With
Tough.
the track conditions. I said tough. I'm being generous here.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, are we trying to be? We're going to give him props. Is that what we're assuming?
No, they
Okay.
brought in Jamie Friesen.
That's great. I mean, he fixed Georgetown. I mean,
Yeah, right.
He really, I got to give it to him. He knows what he's doing and wherever he goes. So, I mean, I'm happy because
Yeah.
I felt like I put my life on the line some of them races at Middletown, and I'm not trying to knock
No,
a
it's
race.
tough. Right, right. No,
Well,
I
You're
get
being
it.
honest,
Yeah,
Ryan.
I mean-
That's what we're here.
So we pick shitty every time at Middletown, and
Don't have someone else do it
Yeah,
for you.
He's
so we-
probably tried.
yeah. So we would start between 12th and 14th. Well, I can tell you, I wish I had a GoPro. Well, you wouldn't see nothing, but so we would favor to the bottom until the race got going enough to where you could start seeing again. Well, you got guys like Dylan Story ripping the lip. A couple guys, I'm like, man, I don't know how the guys do it up
Well,
there.
that
I
was
can't
that
see."
one. That was that one race I talked to you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm running 8th or 9th. He goes, I'm not going up there and wrecking my shit. No way. I'm going to the top. No,
Shit's
we're-
expensive, isn't
right
it?
now. But where'd you end up in that? Right? Third, I think. Second,
Third,
third.
second.
Yeah.
No, second.
Yeah,
we ended up,
second.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, now when we're talking about running up there, now we'll start doing it. But I'm not
Yeah.
going up there for 8th.
No. So that
DSP plans on Eastern States weekend.
There you go.
yeah,
Is that the Jameson talking or is that Dave talking?
that's probably Jameson.
Yeah. But Eastern State's obviously fun. Oh boy, Kenny Bruce. Yeah, be prepared. Late night Middletown. Yeah. At least I don't call you and leave a 7-minute voicemail.
I
I've
kinda
done
miss that, though.
I can do that again.
Yeah, I kinda miss it.
Those were fun. He's one of my guys on the list of when I'm with Pratt and and a couple other guys that we call Ryan and just leave him a message and wish him really, really well. And
Oh,
hope
that's
he
got to
does
be
well.
real fun then.
It is. It's actually pretty comical. When you
Yeah,
do it.
and then I just talk until it actually beeps me out. We go
How
way
much
back.
of that is coherent, Ryan?
Oh, it's all coherent.
Oh, it's coherent, but it's
Yeah.
you could definitely see it's.
You can
It's
tell.
slanted.
Yeah,
Yeah. We have fun. So
you gotta have fun.
right, that's what the sport's about,
That's
right?
it, you know,
I mean,
like-
It sure ain't for the money.
did
right,
you get in
Ryan?
trouble this week, like Mr. Prego got in trouble for coming in at 2:30 morning, or you've been behaved?
No, actually, 2 nights ago we stayed out late, but
Mm-hmm.
last night I was a little bit tired, but I went up to the tent and had a few beers, but
Yeah.
I actually behaved myself last night.
That's good.
so-
Big day today, right? Big
Yeah.
day today. And
Well, we got big Conci, so that's first up our
yeah,
list. So,
right. But
I'm hoping I get in the feature. A couple guys that weren't so friendly. I just want to be able to be not so friendly to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get those elbows a little sharper there, Ryan.
Well,
that-
you know,
Then you'll really get the people talking.
they're gonna talk anyway. Trust me. It's not nobody short of words on.
I gotta be
social
honest.
media.
You're one of
Tim
the guys,
Drew, the
though,
man,
that-
the myth, the legend. Bring it home, Ryan.
But you're one of the guys that has fun with that.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, I don't. Listen. If they're talking about you, it means you're clogging space in their head rent free. Especially other drivers. Other drivers they just want to talk and whine, and that means I go to sleep at night not thinking about nobody.
right.
They go to sleep thinking obviously I'm clogging their brain, so obviously we're doing something right.
Right. And
So,
that's all you got to do, right?
yeah.
What's that thing? As long if they're laughing or cheering or booing or
booing.
cheering, as long as they're making noise.
Yeah. I tell you, Grandview gave me a good.
Did you get cheered or booed at Grandview?
Well, come on.
Okay, yeah, I know. I was trying to.
But I tell you, so it was funny. Me and Howard always joke going up to the stage because remember he used to get booed.
Oh,
bad.
bad, bad.
So we go up there this year, and he just shakes his head because it was the loudest I think I've ever
There
heard.
you go.
At a
Yeah.
Grandview. So I actually was proud of that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's
So-
good.
Did
That's
you give
awesome.
him blow him a kiss, give him a wave.
I did.
Yeah?
I did like I can't hear you.
Yeah.
That was that was Diamond too, wasn't it? When
Diamond
you won the
too, yeah.
series race.
Yep.
And normally the irony of
Oh,
that
I know.
is
No, Coal Cracker.
Coal Cracker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. That's right. So yeah, you got it. Yeah, that was definitely good times. Good times.
It is. It's fun. It's,
But again, you're here for the fans. Good, bad, or indifferent. There's a reaction, and that's
yeah,
key.
listen, what everybody don't realize, we're not out here to destroy any cars or wreck anybody, but we're still here to race and try to win. You know what I mean? The stuff that some people talk about is just really kind of trash stuff. But I don't I used to let it bother me. Now
Right.
I just laugh and
You're at the age now. You just don't care.
I don't care.
Right.
Listen, I know what I do, and if I screw up, I go apologize to them. Nobody's perfect, but I will admit my mistakes when they happen, and
Right.
It's racing.
Right.
Like
Right.
I grew up in the era where if you rubbed a guy, they came punch you in the mouth, like Frank Cozy.
Right.
Or where it wasn't this, oh my God, let's video it. No,
Yeah.
he's coming down to punch me in the mouth because you just ran in the side of him. So there is
There
none of
needs
that
to be
no
a
more.
little
I
bit
don't-
more of that, isn't it?
I don't see Frank Cozy ever getting upset.
I do gotta to
Kyle
one story
Johnson.
about Frank Cozy.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
let's
I love
hear it.
Frank.
So
I love
I
Frank.
just got
so
into modified, right?
Yeah.
So we're at New Egypt, and that was big block, elbows up,
Yep.
right? So he got into me or something, and we're walking past each other, and he just walks by me, and I mumble something like, dude, what the fuck, or something. I did something, right? So he turns around and says, come here. Now I'm like, I'm in my 20s. I'm like,
Oh,
or
shit.
just like upper 20s. So I'm like, oh, shit. What's he going to do to me, So, and then he goes, if you're going to say something to me, be a man and say it face to face. If not, don't say it when I walk away and turn my back. So I actually,
Okay,
and then
you
we
respect
laughed,
that, though,
and then it was
right?
good.
Right,
He
yeah.
shook my hand and said, I respect that more.
Yeah,
So
hey.
that was a good.
That's all you can do, right? That's
Yeah,
all you
so
can do.
and then me and him got along ever since from,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was pretty
It
cool.
takes that to then realize, okay, yep.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
I
now
get
I
it.
understood
Could be a
what he meant.
friendship
Like,
there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
if you're going to be mad at somebody, say it to their face and talk to them.
Right.
Don't, say it behind
You
their
know
back.
what's wrong or right? I don't know. I have students at school that mumble something under their breath at me, and I hear it, but I'm like, if you want to say it, say it.
Yeah.
Don't mumble it.
Man up.
All right,
Yeah.
let's have the conversation. If you're upset with me, say what the problem is here. Let's not mumble.
Yep.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna hurt. I'm good. I'm
Yep.
fine. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not, whatever. You say it. You say it.
Trust me, I love when other drivers, if they got a problem, they go to each other's pit crew and talk about it. Like that's who it should be about, not the crew members. Just talk
Mm-hmm. Right.
about it.
Right.
There's not a lot of that. They might screw. Some guys will scream from 2-3 spots down, which is like, that's not talking about it. That's
Right.
just going the other way about it.
Right.
You know.
Right. But well, hey, buddy, we know you got some racing to do.
Yep.
I appreciate you,
We're
man.
gonna
Thanks
let
for
her eat.
coming on.
Thank you so much,
All
Ryan.
right.
Good
Thank you.
luck.
No problem.
Get
Put it-
those elbows a little sharper, would
Yeah.
you?
Ah,
Don't
well-
give it right back to him.
We'll have to see how the last chance goes.
Well, there's Ryan Go down stepping out. Again, thanks to Ryan for stopping by here and chatting with us.
That's
as
what
always.
we're here for. That's
Right.
what this show's about right there.
Having fun and talking racing. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Thank you for waiting too. He waited
yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah.
and let
Because
us
we had
get some
Gary.
other stuff
We
in,
piled
so
everybody. Holy crap! It's 1:15
Yeah.
already. How did we?
It goes quick when you're having fun.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at the schedule here. Oh my God! My dad said if we do a calendar, I'll wear a Speedo for it. Only if it's pink, pops. You have to wear a pink.
And there's the
I'm
schedule.
holding him to it because this is live on the internet, Dad,
Yeah.
and you said you would wear it.
So the schedule looks like this: 2 p.m. the DIRTcar Sportsman Last Chance Showdowns, followed by the Super DIRTcar Series Last Chance Showdowns at 2:30. Which there will be fireworks because
Yeah, we're
those
ready.
Last Chance Showdowns look pretty tough. 3:15 we'll have the DIRTcar Sportsman Great Lakes 75, followed by the Super DIRTcar Series Billy Whittaker's Cars and Trucks 200 opening ceremonies at 6:30. I foresee that maybe being either pushed back or pushed up, depending on what Mother Nature decides
look,
to do.
As long as we get through things early in the afternoon, I think we're going to be okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. No, I'm going to look at my weather app right now, Adam, for you here as we get ready to wrap this.
And the Super DIRTcar Series is supposed to go off at 7.
Yeah, there's a little bit of moisture south of us, but it's not awful. I'm not going to really get freaked out too much by it. But look, we're in Oswego. It's fall. You get what you get kind of deal here. So
And let's be honest, the weather pattern here is unlike anywhere else.
It's just
so
different.
it
Again,
could-
we're on the lake. Sometimes the lake brings rain. Sometimes it stops.
yeah,
the
I
rain,
mean, it's
so
starting to peak some sun out right now, so you never know.
you never know. You never know. But well, this has been fun, Adam.
Yeah.
Look, we will be back later tonight with a post-race show. I don't know if you guys have something planned midway through the day today. I guess it depends on Mother Nature. That's part of kind of our plan because we can't plan until they plan or what they're so. But, yeah, so the plan is we'll definitely be back here later tonight for the post-race show. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody that's watching. Here, obviously, people are stopping by, hanging with us as they walk by. I also want to thank everybody at home for the great comments and the interaction. I think this has been great. I really enjoy the interaction with you great race fans. And I know the drivers have enjoyed it. They've had some fun with it today, so we
That's
appreciate
what it's
you
all about.
commenting. Appreciate you taking the time. But for this afternoon, I think that'll be a wrap here. So, again, we'll be back here this evening. If you can't be here with us, of course, Dirt Vision will have all the great coverage. You can listen to Mike Warren, who we had on here earlier today, along with Tim Boltz and my good buddy Dan Martin, Dan Kazabinsky. Yeah, Dan Kabaczynski, and, of course, Rich Fleck. They'll have you covered here today. So, again, thanks, everybody, for watching.
Facebook page has all the articles that our great writing
if you
staff has done.
If you haven't read anything on the Dirt Track Digest front page here today, Bill Foley wrote a great story on Matt Williamson. He talked about the issue in Tech and why he was upset with that situation. We have a story with Alex Jankowski. He was upset about the ruling where he had to go to the back. We got Felix Waugh quotes, Jack Lehner quotes from Kenny Bruce. I believe you also talked to Alex Payne. So a whole bunch of content exclusive to Dirt Track Digest on DIRTtrackDigest.com. So come check it out. And if you missed the World of Outlaw late models last night, guess who won? Everybody's favorite. T-Mac got the job done. So
and Brett Marks won the sprint car race.
Oh, God. I was trying to get by it without that coming out, but I
Go,
couldn't.
Brent, go.
Yeah, okay. So again, thanks, everybody. Thanks for the kind words. We appreciate it. And time to go do some racing here, Adam. It's time to go
have
do some
fun.
racing. So for Adam Buchanan, I'm Mike Mallett. I want to thank our friends at Dig Rakes Products for their great support of this event here in 2025. And hopefully we'll see you. We know at least one more time here tonight from the Oswego Speedway here and Super Dirt Week 53.